join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can Ryan Urban and Nolan Urban lead us in the Scout Law?
Please join me in the Scout Oath and Law. Scout sign. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Scout Law. The Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2.
Hey everybody!
Welcome
To the Stay Away
Camporee!
Hey everyone, I'm Chris Holloman, and this is
Noah Dane.
yeah. Hey guys, and we're going to be some of your co-hosts this evening, and we're hoping you're going to have a really good time with the Camporee tonight. We're sorry we're having some technical difficulties there for a few minutes on YouTube and Facebook. We're getting ready here to get our next video up. Our technical assistant here, actually the guy who's making all this happen, Mike, he'll be joining us here in just a second. So Noah, tell us a little bit about yourself, and thanks for joining us tonight. And you've got a lot of badges and stuff on. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, I've been in Scouts ever since first grade, around kindergarten area, and I've just loved it ever since. Loved camping, loved fishing, all that stuff.
What do you think about this virtual Camporee? It's cool, right?
I mean, with all the times that's happening right now, it's fantastic that we can do this.
Yeah. All right. So Mike, we got a little something special going on, right? So are you ready to roll?
Yeah, so I apologize. I'm off screen. I'm over here running the booth right now. You know, when everything goes haywire, you've got to jump in quick, and you got to you got to go try to figure out the technicals. But we are live now on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook. So follow along. We're gonna have a little opening here, and then we're gonna go into some activities. And if you have any questions about what's gonna happen tonight, then you can go to virtualcamporee.org, and you can catch up on everything. Everything's available for you there. We also have a YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, some of you may be watching on the YouTube channel. Some of you may be watching on Facebook Live.
Yeah, and to give you an idea, when you're on the website, you'll see there's a schedule for today and tomorrow. You can see all the activities that you can do. You can do them in your own order. You can rewind them and whatnot. Make sure you register on the website for your patch. There's going to be some secret codes at the end of videos you'll need to jot down, and everybody can get a patch that's joining today, which is awesome, designed in-house, and that should make for some good trading, right? When you go out there, yeah, it's going to be awesome, because we're also going to have a virtual camp patch. So that should be really cool. And yeah, the activities are all on the website that you can watch, and of course they're going to be streaming here live. There's lots of cool goodies here too. So Mike, take it away.
All right, hold on one second here. I'll tell you what.
We're taking it back now. So
yeah, so
he took it away.
Before we roll forward with it, something I hear some of the Facebook people are having some issues connecting. So if you guys want to continue chatting, I'm going to go check that real quick and make sure that I don't have to restart the link here, so that our Facebook people can come in and join us.
Yeah.
So hold on one second.
All right, so we're just going to check on Facebook, and yeah, it seems like it's not helping us out today. All right, so what troop are you in?
I'm in Troop 800, based in the Midlothian area.
Okay, yeah, and let's talk about since you're a scout, and I know some of your scouts are like, oh my God, I don't want to hear this, right? But for some of the Cubs, they don't know this. So tell us a little bit about the sash here that's going across.
So this is an OA sash, and
what's OA?
OA is Order of the Arrow. It's pretty much it's one of the big deals in the Scouts. You know, you have to get. I was voted by my troop, by everyone in my troop, to go. It's a weekend at one of your lodges in your area, and you kind of just stay overnight. You know, no tent, no nothing. You gotta sleep under the stars. It's really nice, and You can't talk through the whole weekend. And at the end, you get the sash and the badge, and you're now in the Order of the Arrow. And
Hey, since I'm over on the side here, Noah, what's the main point of Order of the Arrow, right? It's all about service. And actually, you bring up, this is unscripted, but the great thing about the Order of the Arrow is the Order of the Arrow does service to scouting, just like scouting does service to the world, and the Order of the Arrow does service to scouting, and they're actually doing an amazing service this weekend in that they're sponsoring this entire event. So Nawakwa Lodge is sponsoring this, and they're the ones that are making all the patches happen and everything else. So if you see an Arrowman, thank him for making it happen. All right, so I'm getting all kinds of text, and it's confusing because some people are saying, yeah, we're fine on Facebook, and others saying we're not good on YouTube. So I think we're just going to continue rolling and see what happens here.
Let's just keep rolling.
If you want to keep sending the text in, of course, I always appreciate to have some good feedback, and we're going to be checking the email as we go. But we have a message right now from the president of our council. So let me.
There's a chance that you may have to switch feeds after all this is said and done. So if you're on Facebook and you hear us on YouTube and there's a problem, switch over, and you might be able to see us there. And Mike, hit the roll that beautiful beam footage.
All right. So let's go to Mark Cross real quick and see if we can pull him in here.
Welcome to the Heart of Virginia Council Virtual Camporee. I'm Mark Cross. I'm the council president here at the Heart of Virginia Council. I'm responsible for fundraising. I'm responsible to make sure that we have the staff and the volunteers in place to make sure that you, the Scouters, have the best experience possible. This Mother's Day weekend, you are learning how to adapt to a very, very troubling health crisis that's going on in our society right now. But you're going to do a great job. You're going to camp, you're going to cook, you're going to learn, and you're going to grow this weekend. And if all goes well, your moms are going to have some great Scout cooking on Mother's Day so that they can enjoy the fruits of your labor. I want to thank Michael Sauce. I want to thank the Camporee staff for adapting in this way and putting on the best possible experience that we can put on. That's what we as Scouters do. The most important thing I can say to you this weekend is have fun. Hey, I could put a few tents in my backyard, right?
Action. Thank you, Michael. And I want to thank you all for joining Landon and I. We're out here getting set up for the Stay Away Camporee. It's going to be an exciting event with thousands of our kids participating in their families. We're really looking forward to having you out here. We got a lot of great programs lined up for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Landon and I are getting set up in our backyard where we're going to enjoy all the excitement. I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all the moms that are out there. And this Camporee is going to be out there for you to experience it with your children, as well as get a great meal cooked for you by your Scouts in the morning tomorrow morning. So I want to thank you all for participating. Looking forward to have you involved at our Stay Away Camporee, and we thank you very much. Be safe.
Everybody, welcome back. I just got a text while we were on there. I'm going to put those one. I'm just going to say thank you to my Bears for tuning in tonight. I know we've done a lot of silly stuff like this too, and I just wanted to say hey to everybody.
Yeah, you'll note. So Mr. Holloman has been going through some extra training, and we always appreciate when our adult leaders go to Wood Badge and give that commitment to our Scouts. So he's representing all our Wood Badgers out there. And so we appreciate, there's been a lot of Wood Badgers that have come out of the woodwork to help us create this Stay Away Camporee and all the activities that we're going to show tonight. So, on YouTube right now, I think I'm hearing that a lot of people on YouTube are having issues because of the fact that the way it works is that we have this, we set these live streams set up, like we have an opening and then we have a campfire that we set up beforehand on YouTube, and then we're supposed to send our video into that. Well, those envelopes that we normally send it into that you're all waiting on right now, they're not working. So we have to go live directly to YouTube to our channel. So if you hear anybody that's having a problem with YouTube, they need to go and go back to the channel. They'll see us live there. Okay, so We have some awesome activities to go through, and I'm sorry I'm not on screen with you, but yeah, I'm kind of right over here. See, so I'm right around the corner, and I've got. Thankfully, I've got Noah and Chris here to help us host this activity. So they're gonna be our on-camera talent. You know, I saw George and his son setting up their tent over there, and that was pretty cool. But I know a lot of people, especially because it's going to be cold tonight.
Yeah.
We may not have a lot of people sleeping outside. And if you're a Cub Scout, you know you're not supposed to be out there below 32. And I say under 38, it's pretty darn cold. So hey, I guess I'll join on camera for a minute.
Yeah.
So because it's going to be so cold out there tonight, you know, I know a lot of folks are probably thinking I'm going to stay inside. But if you are going outside, let me give you a few tips. And if you're in my pack, you're probably sick of hearing me talk about this because I talk about it all the time. And that is when you're sleeping outside in the cold, you want to make sure that you're not doing the blow-up mattresses. You know, the ones that look like they're for going to a swimming pool. You ever use one of those?
Yeah.
Oh, they're comfortable. I like them.
They're definitely
In the
comfortable.
summer, oh, there's nothing better. But in the wintertime, it can make sure that you feel extremely chilly. I mean, it's basically going to make all that air underneath is going to be extremely cold because, you know, the air is 32 degrees and that air is between you and the ground. So the best way to be able to go make sure you're going to be nice and toasty warm, if you do and brave the cold air tonight, is to go get yourself a foam mattress and put that on the ground. That'll be a lot better for you. But I know a lot of you probably are going to be staying inside and building a pillow fort. That's kind of one of the things we've talked about with the Camporee, right? There's one downstairs right now.
Built mine. It was awesome. I hope you guys got to check it out. It was great.
Yeah, so we're going to have I've got a great video that I'm going to show, and you can see how to build a pillow fort. So give me 1 second while I get it loaded up here, and let's go see that live. So here's my wife Lauren Stos telling you how to build a pillow fort.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Lauren Sos. I'm the committee chair of PAC 876 in Midlothian and also the wife of your glorious MC. And we are going to talk a little bit about your indoor option for camping this weekend. If you're not setting up a tent in an outdoor space in your backyard, or you're going to be staying indoors, we have a pillow fort option, and I have some helpers with me that are going to introduce themselves and let you know how they're going to do it.
My name is Channing, and I live in Virginia, and we are gonna be building pillow forts, and I am a tiger, and I'm 6.
My name is Martin Sos. I am a Weeblo, and I am 10 years old. It's nice to be working with you guys tonight.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the materials you're going to be using?
So first, we're going to be using these couch cushions. They are just like from a couch. Now make sure to ask your parents before you take apart your couch, because they might be angry.
Well, you have permission.
These are boxes. You could build like extra living rooms or kitchen and stuff. So yeah.
And then we also got all these little blankets everywhere that we're going to be using for a great roof, or maybe for some windows, maybe an entrance. That'll be awesome.
And this is my friend Abby, and I'm going to be bringing into the fort too.
And you may also have some other fun things around the house, like these are some battery-operated Christmas lights that we're going to use to jazz up the space a little bit. We're going to do a speedy version of showing you how we're going to put this fort together so you can see the finished product. Now that you've seen our fort come to fruition, please post pictures of your fort, your tent, whatever your setup may be at your home this weekend. We want to see it. Please post it on the Heart of Virginia Council's Facebook page.
Hey folks, so we're going to start another one of those activities in just a second. Mike's going to run to the other room here real fast and see if we can get in touch with some of those our YouTube friends that are stuck out in limbo on the other live channel. So since we were talking about cold camping for a minute, and I'll tell you what, I have, and some of you might have been out there with me, and known I have tried hammock camping a bunch of times, and I just got some new equipment because I am bound and determined to be able to do it under 70 degrees at night. And every time I go, including the first time I went camping with Mike when we were back in college, I have froze my katukas off every single time in a hammock. But what's the coldest you've ever camped in?
So one time, me and my troop, we were actually down in DC. I think it was mid-January. Yeah. And we were just visiting, seeing the Arlington Cemetery, all those, the Smithsonian, all those areas. And man, I had like a maybe 50 degree sleeping bag, and which is survival rate if you don't know. That's you survive at 50. So yeah. I was probably wearing socks from 2 days, all sweaty, wet, and wasn't thinking, and I froze my toes off, everything, man. I just woke up shivering. Probably down to like 20. It was to where the dew on the leaves were frozen. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it was very cold.
Yeah, when I was doing my Baloo training, and everybody else there, they had these under quilts, and there was like 3 other campers there, and they all woke up and they were super toasty. And to be honest, I actually hiked out to my car in the middle of the night because I was so frozen. I was like turning blue, and I had my car on and my car heater on and everything. I had to sneak away to keep myself alive that night because it was I made a huge mistake on trying to camp in the cold doing that. But yeah, so it's good equipment helps.
Yeah,
be prepared, right? Like we're supposed to be.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, so and I hope that and so my name is Chris Holloman. Again, I'm going to introduce myself. So I'm I'm a den leader with Den 7, along with my co-host. My co-den leader is Emily, and I hope she's out there with Noah, and Isaac, her son. So that's great. I hope they're watching and enjoying the stream. And all of my wolves right now, I hope they're out there and they've pitched their tents and made their pillow forts. And I'm also with Troop 888. So my daughter's a scout too. Yeah. So I started with my son, and then when so she's excited to be here, and she's actually got a couple of activities that you guys will check out later as well. So we're a big scout family. How about you? How many people are scouts in your family? Are you on part of the lineage of scouts?
For me, just me. My mom, she's been hoping to give me Eagle. I'm hoping to get there. I'm on the track, but my dad did Boy Scouts. Didn't quite get it to Eagle, but it's nice, man. Mike, one of my family members, he definitely pushes me in a way to get Eagle. Like, it's crazy, and it's definitely a way to look up to him.
That's awesome. Yeah. I was never I wasn't a scout as a kid, so this is all new to me too.
One time they came to my school, and I brought the flyer home, and my mom was like, sure, and I loved it.
You're just sure, right? Just let's try this thing. And
I was for sure, man. After seeing the fire that was like 8 feet tall, I was.
Yeah. And what age did you start in?
Probably around 8 years old.
8 years old? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were right at the beginning. Right?
Yeah, Tiger all the way up to now.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah, my son was cool uniforms. That's what got him to join. We went to a thing, and they were like, archery, nah, BB guns, nah, camping, nah. And then they showed the uniform. Like, wait, I get a uniform? I get a cool uniform? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right. So if you're out there and you're a lion, you get to wear cool uniforms, right? All right, looks like we're going to start the next video here in just a minute, the next activity, and probably like 2 minutes. So yeah. Anyway, that's how he got started, and so my daughter, she kept coming on all the outings with us each time, and so finally it was, and of course it would say, when are you going to join? When are you going to join? Yeah. And so finally she joined. She just joined last year with the new troop 888, and that's been really great. And going out with the scouts, it's a whole new experience for me, being with the scouts as opposed to the Cubs and heading out and doing that. So, I'm sure you've been to some camps, summer camps. Summer camps are coming up, right, guys? So, tell us what camps have you been to? You've probably been to Brady, right? So that's the council one.
I actually have not. Troop 800 we have not been to Camp Brady for summer camp. I've been personally, away.
You're missing out.
And but my troop, we used to go to Camp Powhatan. It's kind of like the Bluefield, like Pulaski area. It's up by West Virginia. And they have a really nice thing up there, and it's really fun. But this past year we went to Camp Daniel Boone in Boone, North Carolina, and it was fantastic. I mean, I became great friends with the lifeguard people, and they wanted me to come back this year. But
do you have your life saving?
I do.
You do? Okay, it's great. Yeah, show off your sash, man.
I don't have that many patches, so don't.
Oh. But somebody out there's got like a sash on right now that like wraps around them 3 times, right, with a million badges. Although you're not, I know there's like rules with patches and where you're supposed to wear them and everything. So are we ready to rock with the next one?
Yeah, let's. The next one.
About me.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep going back and forth, but because I've got to go to the control center and then back. I wish one of you guys is gonna go over and run the control center later. I just we're rushing trying to figure out how to make everything work. But I have a really cool one for you. We sent Melissa Bartholomew all the way out to camp to be our on-site correspondent. Yes, so we're gonna go check in with her. We're gonna try to bring her in. So hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties, but we're gonna bring her in. So I'm gonna go hit the magic button and bring her into our thing. So hold on tight. Melissa, are you picking me up? Melissa? All right, hold on a second.
Satellite feeds, man. You never know when you're gonna get one.
In 1 second here.
There you go.
Stay Away Camporee correspondent. I am so excited that you campers are here to join me. I'm just waiting for you guys.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for the campers.
What part of stay away do you not get? Nobody's here. I'm going home.
Stay Away Camporee. I'll just wait.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. She seems a little. I don't know if she quite gets that we're actually doing a online thing. I sent her. Maybe I didn't give her enough information.
Did she go to the website?
That's probably the problem. She probably didn't go to virtualcamporee.org. That's probably the. And that reminds me, if I'll jump back in here. If you've been paying attention, and we've been sending out lots of emails about it, there is a really, really awesome patch for this event, and it's free. Right, this whole event's free because, well, there's not a lot of costs.
Yeah.
You've just got to go sit in front of your computer and watch it, right?
Just time.
Yes, but we do have an awesome patch, and you can earn the patch by collecting the secret password. So you really got to watch. There's already been a couple that have come up here, and hopefully you've noticed them. But with the Pillow Fort one, I think at the end of that one it had a secret. Do you remember what the secret password is?
I don't remember the secret password. Was it? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't either. So that's tough. I guess you're going to have to really pay attention because you're going to need to collect quite a few of these, and then go to virtualcamporee.org, and then go there and then hit the patch button up in the top right, and then go put the passwords in and give us your address so we can send you a patch. And oh, by the way, this is not just for Scouts. This is not just for Scouts in Hartford, Virginia. This is for Scouts anywhere or kids anywhere that are online. It's all about the youth. So if you're an adult, you've got to buy a patch. Sorry, download the app. You can go on there and go to our store. You can buy the patch. But if you're a youth, patch is free, and that's thanks to our Nawakwa Lodge 3. So for sponsoring this event. Okay, so let's go on to another activity.
Okay.
Maybe we should check in on our weather here shortly. What do you think?
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah. We brought a specialist in today, didn't we?
I don't know if you want to call him specialist. He's something, but we do have we do have a. We'll call him a specialist, okay?
Okay.
I know you're close with him. So Dr. Flickenbooger.
Yeah.
Flickenbooger.
Flickenbooger. Yeah.
I always feel like I'm saying something wrong. Dr. Flickenbooger.
Flickenbooger. It's really hard. It's the accent. Really, it's really
Is it
hard.
German?
I think it is.
Austrian. It's a small country on the border that probably doesn't.
Where everybody sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's that part.
That part. Okay. All right. Well, let me go see if I can bring Dr. Flickenbooger in.
Yeah, he's got something really special going on for the for this, so that should be exciting.
Okay, so let's see here. Hold on.
It's a hard name.
I think it's like Flickenbooger. Yeah,
Oh,
Booger.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
Flickenbooger.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, Flickenbooger. Yeah, my nose is itchy now. It's just saying Flickenbooger.
It's kind
Weird.
of hard.
All right, keep talking. I got a second. Get it loaded up here. What happened to it?
You know, we can only afford but so much when it comes to satellite technology here.
That's
so
right.
We're working it out. But I do hope you all are having fun, and you know, you're joining in. If you're just joining in now, if you got lost on YouTube, we're sorry about that. But I hope you're tuned in now and everything's working for you. And if not, just by the way, so tomorrow. When after the morning thing, you'll be able to watch a lot of these special things, the stream recorded afterwards. So we'll make sure that anybody that missed the first part of this can go back and watch that later. So yeah.
Yeah. So all those, by the way, if you're on the YouTube channel, a lot of these activities that you can do that we're going to start running here. So expect after we go live to Dr. Flickenbooger, we'll go. We've got some great activities, and if you miss one on the live stream, you can go watch them on YouTube right now. They're available to you, and they're also up on virtualcamporee.org. I'm going to keep saying that over and over so everybody knows where everything is. Okay, so let's send it over to Flickenbooger and see what's going on.
Hello, I'm Dr. Flickenbooger with the Gesundheit Institute of Weather Rock Studies. Yeah, and I am here to show you one of our greatest inventions. So during this time of COVID-19, we have created something that I think every scout is going to want to have in the near future. Yeah, it is the portable and indoor use weather rock. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? Yeah, it's similar to a regular weather rock, but you can move it around. Yeah. So today we'll be doing weather reports using our new portable indoor weather rock. Yeah. So let me take a temperature reading today. Okie dokie. Let me see. It appears to be the weather indoors is something between 67 degrees and 74 degrees. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? It's so much more accurate than our old ones. Yeah. Yeah, so stay tuned and we will have more weather later on. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Hey
Well,
everybody, yeah.
That was interesting, huh?
Yeah.
That guy, I don't know about him.
I'm really excited about getting my own indoor portable
You would be.
weather rock.
See, I mean, he's got some special connection with Flickenbooger that I just don't get.
I
Right?
love weather rock.
That
My favorite part of camp is
guy
weather rock.
seems
I
a
love
little
weather rock.
kooky to me.
I don't know.
That seems a bit
I actually
kooky.
made one at summer camp.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You've made a weather rock before?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I had a couple buddies, picked up a huge rock by the lake, carried up a hill, and put some sticks up, some string, and
Nice.
made our own weather rock.
That's great. Which camp were you at?
That was Camp Daniel Boone. That was this
Camp
past
Daniel
year.
Okay.
I just said, hey, I'm gonna make a weather rock.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a very simple contraption. It works every time.
Except for when the rock is a little too heavy, though.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, we're going to have another activity here. And let's...
What's our next activity, Mike?
Hold on a second. Let's go see what our next one is. I know we've... Hold on one second. We'll figure that out.
There's some neat ones out there. The balloon barometer. I'm looking forward to that one later.
You know what? We'll go with that one next. I
You
like,
know that one
like
next?
that one a lot.
I love that one.
You know what?
So that was done by Charlotte, and she was head of my wood badge. So that was
And she also leads up the membership committee and does an awesome job. Charlotte did a great job on her stuff. You know, she her videos are so she's like Mr. Rogers. She's just very, very easygoing, and she tells this, everything's perfectly in space.
Yeah.
You'll see that in a moment when we go live here with her thing. So,
All right, Charlotte, bring it on home.
all right, hold on 1 second as I get the deck ready.
I don't even know what a balloon barometer is. I mean, I know what a balloon is. I know what a
I
barometer.
know, but yeah, I know.
So I got
Sure,
two out of it, right? But putting them together, I have no idea what that means. Are we going to send it to space in a space balloon? I mean,
All right,
going on?
let's do
Let's
it.
find out.
Hello, and welcome to the Stay-at-Home Camporee session on building a balloon barometer. Let's get started. What is a barometer? A barometer helps to predict the weather. A barometer measures air pressure. A rising barometer indicates increasing air pressure, and a falling barometer indicates decreasing pressure. In space, there is nearly a complete vacuum, so air pressure is zero. On Earth, because of the miles of air molecules stacked up and exerting pressure due to the force of gravity, the pressure is about 14.7 pounds per square inch at sea level. The atmosphere refers to the layer of gases which surround the Earth. This layer of gases is often referred to as air and is held by the Earth's gravity. The atmosphere is an integral part of life support on Earth as it absorbs ultraviolet radiation, causes the greenhouse effects, which keeps us warm, and also adjusts the temperature to suit day and night levels. An interesting thing about air pressure is that it is different at different points on the planet and it changes over time. Why might that be true? Just like a hot air balloon, hot air is less dense or lighter than cooler air. Therefore, on any given day, you would expect the air over a desert, for example, to have a lower pressure than the air over an ice cap. And that would be true. The same sort of pressure differences occur all over the planet for various reasons. The pressure differences have a big effect on the weather, so if you know the current air pressure at your house, as well as the pressure trend, you are able to predict certain things about the weather. As a very general rule, a high pressure area will be clear, and a low pressure area will be cloudy and rainy. You can see from this weather map that areas designated with low pressure, the red L, which you can see here and over here, on the East Coast and in the Northwest. Those areas have rain. The high pressure area here in the center of the country has clear skies and sunshine. So how do we build our own balloon barometer? The balloon barometer will need a narrow-necked bottle like this one, a balloon like you might have at a birthday party, and 2 pans, one with hot water that you can get from your tap, as well as cold water. As you can see here, I have all of my essentials to build the barometer. I have birthday balloons, I have the narrow neck bottle, and I have already attached the balloon to the top of the bottle. I also have a container with hot tap water and another container with cold water. I put a few ice cubes in so you can see the difference. Let's see what happens when I put in the bottle into the hot water. Oh, there you go. As you can see, The air inside the bottle expanded and it caused the balloon to pop up. Now let's put it in the cold water to see what happens to the balloon. This might take a moment. Still watching. So it looks like the balloon is losing a little bit of air. Ah, there it goes. It now collapses. So what did we see just now? With the hot water here, the air inside the bottle, like the earth, warmed. It got hot. When it started to expand, it filled the balloon and made it stand up. Conversely, when the bottle was placed in the cold water here, the molecules began to slow down and contract. And that made the molecules come out of the top of the balloon, go back into the bottle. And that becomes a low pressure area. Now that you've seen how to make your own balloon barometer, why don't you give it a try? Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I totally want one of those.
Yeah,
Don't you want one? That's pretty cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, I can't wait to, you know.
You can make one.
I'm totally gonna make one. I'm gonna go watch it tonight and make one. I'm hoping my scouts are downstairs making some of this stuff and working on those activities while we're up here working on that.
Yes.
So yeah, that's really cool, right? Yeah. So Mike,
I'm gonna come join. So, what's this? I'm getting a FaceTime call. It's kind of bad timing. You know, a lot of people trying to call me during this.
Yeah.
Let's put it on screen because I'm sure it's somebody interesting.
It's been 929,000 days since the last scouting meeting. The last scout meeting, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I mean, what's that noise? What's that noise? I mean, the last thing we did was take inventory of camping supplies. We thought we'd get to go backpacking for the first time together. Why can't people just wash their hands? And now all these Zoom meetings, all these Google Meets, I don't understand. I don't understand anymore. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm going insane. I think I'm going crazy. I'm the SBL. I'm supposed to be keeping myself together, but all the scouts in the Zoom meeting, they're making their backgrounds The Simpsons. Even the adults are doing it. How many more Duff bar things do I have to see from my scoutmaster? When I signed up for the SBL, I never knew. I never could have thought this would happen. You have to understand me. I never thought that this was happening. Scoutmaster's calling me. I gotta go.
we may need to check on her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you don't know Annalise, she's the senior patrol leader of Troop 888, and it looks like she's having some challenges with what's been going on. I feel bad for her.
I know, me too.
It was still creepy though. I mean, you're FaceTiming me and you're wearing a hoodie in your house. I mean,
we may want to check on her, get her scoutmaster on the horn and see if she's okay.
Yeah.
From 6 feet away.
Yes, he was calling while she was in there. She was freaking out at the end. So obviously, there's a lot of communication going on. I'm interested to hear how other troops and packs are doing with the Zoom meetings. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic now that we're doing everything over virtualization, just like we're doing right now, virtual Camporee. But I hope everybody's going outside and setting up tents, or at least getting outside and doing some interesting stuff. And I think that's actually a good transition to maybe our next our next activity, which I'm a big fan of. This next activity is all about getting out in your backyard and just doing a little bit of hiking and exploring the trees and the foliage and really learning from stuff. So why don't we go straight onto that right now?
I've had
and
some
see
really
other
great
activities.
hikes. Yeah.
Well, hold on to that. Let's talk about your hikes when we get back. Don't save the good stuff when we get back. So here we go.
Good morning, campers. Thank you, Mr. Sos, for that kind introduction. I am Jeff Urban, Mr. Urban from Pack 876, and today we're going to go on a nature walk in our own backyard. We'll be using for reference Ernest Thomas Seton's The Forester's Manual and see if we can identify some fun trees in our own backyard. Before we leave on our hike today, we're going to collect some materials for a cool project to do with some of the leaves that we have found. The items that we will need are some leaves from the trees that we will be visiting, the hickory, the dogwood, the sweet gum, and the eastern red cedar. And we'll also need some white paper and crayons. What we'll first do is pick a leaf and put it down on our board. We'll take our paper and put it on top. And we'll use the side of our crayon to do a rubbing. And this is what it looks like when you're done. And what we could do is we could use these, put them in a book and label them and keep them for our collection. This is a great way to help identify trees later on. And please feel free to post this to the Heart of Virginia website or below in the comment section for this video segment. This is a gumball. Comes from the gum tree or the sweet gum tree. This is what the leaves look like. There are 5 points on them. If you look on the manual here, they match up perfectly to the sweet gum tree. So this tree is known to have really curvy wood on the inside, and it makes it really difficult to cut and split for campfires. So if you ever have a lot of wood and it's really hard to cut, it's probably a sweet gum tree. You can also tell that this is a sweet gum tree right here by looking at the corky ridges that are on the branches. That's another trademark of the sweet gum tree.
Look, Dad, a cedar tree.
It is a cedar tree, Nolan. Thank you for pointing that out. This is an eastern red cedar. The eastern red cedar is common in the East Coast and all up and down the East Coast and in Virginia, and we have quite a few of them here. And here's an example of what the branches look like, and there's some already berry fruit growing on it. And what's really neat about the eastern red cedar is that its bark just peels right off. And we've all been camping and it's been cold and rainy, and we can't find any good things to start our fire with. But the bark of the cedar tree could be peeled easily, rubbed together in a little ball. Let's see what we have. Open it up. And this right here, with your flint and steel, could easily start a fire.
Oh!
This is the Eastern Red Cedar.
I see the smoke.
The last tree on our tour today is going to be the big Bud Hickory Tree. We found it in our Forester's Manual, but we already knew this was a hickory tree because this hickory tree, we have a small grove of hickories growing out here, and it's a good solid hardwood tree. It's known for its strength in the wood, and we can see what the hickory nuts look like right here, and they are all over the ground, and this feeds squirrels and chipmunks and little rodents that run around. And these trees are great for cutting off the branches on the lower branches. When we trim them up, we save them and we put them into the smoker for our delicious pork barbecue.
Yeah, easy to.
Hey everybody, welcome back. That was Jeff. Jeff's in my pack. He's a great guy, and his kids are awesome. They're awesome scouts, and God, I really appreciate that. That was so much fun to join you guys on your hike and learn a bit about the wilderness. That was really cool, right? So, and Mike's got a really interesting thing.
Yeah. So if you noticed, actually Jeff had this book, The Forester's Manual by Ernest Thomas Seton, and that is a very rare book. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a little bit of a collecting problem. As a matter of fact, right now at the Stay Away Camporee headquarters is this is my attic, and it's also where I keep all the junk that my wife won't let me keep downstairs. And that's all my scout stuff. So I collect old scouting memorabilia, and the book that Jeff was using, The Forester's Manual, which I'll bring it in closer. Oh, there it is. By Ernest Thomas Seton. This book is from 1912. And what makes why it's interesting, and why it's from, I'll show you the first page. It's a very old book. What makes this book interesting is if you look real closely, it says Ernest Thomas Seton, and it says Chief Scout, 1912. Okay, so what's cool about this book is Ernest Thomas Seton is one of scouting's founders. Matter of fact, one of the most important ones, because much of the woodcraft ideas that we use that are American woodcraft ideas come from Ernest Thomas Seton. And a lot, he would argue if he was here with us that Baden-Powell took a lot of his ideas, and we took a lot of ideas from Baden-Powell. So in the end, you got this kind of soup that is scouting that is a little bit of Ernest Thomas Seton, a little bit of Baden-Powell, and then also has a little bit of Dan Beard in there. But I don't have time for that, because I can go geek out on that stuff. But I want to talk about the Forester's Manual, because the Forester's Manual, Ernest Thomas Seton wrote this as a follow-up to this book behind me. And if you look back here, you can see it. That is the first Scout Handbook in the United States. It's the what they call the original handbook, and it's from 1910. And if you were to look at the cover, which is kind of messed up because, matter of fact, it's kind of cool if you could see it. I don't know if I can pull it out. Why not? Right? It's mine, so I can take it and do what I want with it. What's cool is this old book, it's got the handprint from where somebody carried it to camp a long time ago. And this is from 1910, so, it's old. But what's cool about this book is if you look, it's written by Ernest Thomas Seton and General Robert Baden-Powell, right? Well, if you go through this book, it actually almost all is written by Ernest Thomas Seton. And what he intended was to have a series of Scout handbooks, right? So he wanted to have the first one be kind of, hey, this is the overall program, and this is how you get your rank. And then he wrote the second one, this is the second one, to be about going outside and understanding all the trees and how to identify stuff, because he thought every woodsman should be able to go out and identify what's the best wood for splitting. Matter of fact, if you heard Jeff's video, he was talking about sweet gum being terrible for splitting and how it's twisty inside. Well, you can learn about that in this book. Because see, if you look inside the book, it's got every page has a different tree that is right here in the United States and where it lives and what it looks like. So it's a great book, and it's a great complement to the original Scout Handbook, and it's a great complement if you're a scout to have in your back pocket. Of course, you can't put mine in your back pocket because it's really old and I kind of like it. But if you can find a Forester's Manual by Ernest Thomas Seton, it's a great thing to have in your collection. Okay, so now that I've geeked out on some of that, I will geek out later and I will show you some more stuff that I like that I'm kind of passionate about. We'll put this back on here. And why don't we check in with Dr. Flickenbooger?
Yeah.
That weirdo's got, I'm sure, some interesting things to say.
1910, that's 8 years before the last big pandemic that the United States went through, the big Spanish flu. So
hold on to that. Let's talk about that when we get back from Dr. Flickenbooger, because now we're speaking of science.
I want to know what the weather is. We're stuck inside. Let's find out.
Speaking of science, if we want to call it that, here we go.
We're on now. Okay, yeah. Okay, so hello everybody. This is Dr. Flickenbooger again with your next weather report. So I was told that one of the best things you can do for your weather rock or for any kind of thermostat is to add a nest. Yeah. So yeah, they said there was a nest in my last video, although I did not see it. So I added a new nest to the weather rock. Apparently, it's the newest, highest tech thing. Yeah. So here we have a new nest. There are many kinds of add-ons you can add to your weather rock to make it so much more accurate. In this case, we have a nest. Yeah. I'm not really supposed to know what it does. I was just told by the marketing department that it would make your weather rock just work a lot better. Yeah. So it appears that the temperature and everything is the same. It is nice. It is a little bit of a shadow here. So you know, it's just a nice day. Yeah. So if you have your weather rock at home, I highly suggest adding a nest. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, so I know now that I'm getting out, I'm gonna add a nest to mine. I think it'd be really
nice.
Cool. Yeah. I have a nest at home on my wall. Do you got one at home where like you can go on your phone and everything?
I will hope to get one soon.
Yeah. So next time you build yours out in the wood, you ought to add a nest to it. But it's just like Dr. Flickenbooger. I mean, it's clearly
there's definitely something familiar about it.
Clearly an accessory kind of thing.
There's something familiar about him. I know. I can't quite get it.
Yeah, I can't.
He looks like somebody I know, and I just can't.
And if you all missed it, the secret password into that one, I believe, is laugh. I know that one goes really quick. Any of the ones that are going by, if you find it too fast, remember virtualcamporee.org. All the videos for the activities are there, and the passwords are at the end of them. So you can watch them, record them, and they're not live. They're always there. They're right on YouTube. So and you can skip back and forth. You can come back to us, watch one, do one with your scouts or your family, or if you're by yourself out there in the woods with a phone, you can do it then too. So Mike, what's going to be our next thing coming up here?
You know, that's a great question. Why don't we, you want to do another activity?
Yeah, what's activities next?
Let's see, we've got all kinds of great activities. We can keep these flowing. As Chris said, you can see these on virtualcamporee.org. So if you missed one, you want to go back and watch another one, why don't we do a couple of them? Why don't we do some orienteering with Kevin Kessler? It's a great video. Learn a lot about
orienteering is my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah, I've absolutely, one of the things in Scouts I never thought I'd fall in love with is orienteering. It's my favorite.
Well, I did a lot of editing on these, and I have to say, I felt like I came out of that one really understanding a little bit more about orienteering. And I just love, if everybody watches this, I want you to look for where Kevin talks about putting the red in the shed. Because I'll never forget putting red in the shed. So we're going to do that one, and then why don't we also go on and learn about backyard campfires. All right, so
we'll be back in a little while. We're going to run those two activities back to back.
Sounds good. Okay.
Well, we'll check in with our correspondent out in the field again. See how she's doing back out the camp.
Oh, she's probably still wandering around lost.
I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah, maybe finally she talked to some kids and got the 411 that we're online.
All right. Do you use 411 anymore?
I have no clue.
Did you even know what 411 is?
Before my time.
Yeah, I feel really old right now. It's okay. It's like Google, but 3 numbers.
Got you.
Yeah. Then a person answers.
Hi, my name's Kevin Kessler. I'm one of the station hosts for the Stay Away Camporee the Heart of Virginia Council is having this weekend. I was asked to go over how you could set up a compass course in your backyard or a local park, so we're going to do that in the next few minutes. When you do this for real, you'll need to have a pencil and paper to write down some information. You'll also need some compasses. I'm going to talk a little bit about base plate compasses next. There's several different types of base plate compasses that are used for orienteering. They all have a plexiglass base on the bottom, but there's several different models that I'll describe here in some detail. This compass is a pretty old compass. It's 45 years old. It's actually the first compass I ever had when I was a scout. It has a lot of sentimental value and it still works great. Another type of compass made by Sunto. These are relatively inexpensive. This is a base plate compass. You can see it's got a nice wide base, rotating bezel. It's got a jeweled bearing inside. And these are about $15 online. A little more expensive, higher end compass, Brunton. This is a Brunton True Arc 10. This is an orienteering compass used for adventure racing. It's got information on here how to do latitude and longitude for UTM coordinates. It also has a needle that can be used anywhere on the planet, which is kind of nice. Maybe $30 to $40 for this one. Silva is another manufacturer. They make compasses. I like this one particularly because it has a mirror used for sighting. Also could be used in a survival situation to attract people. This one also has a nice feature in that it floats. If you drop it in the water, it's right there on the surface. You can reach down and grab it. I take this with me when I go canoeing a lot. But my favorite compass for orienteering is this base plate compass. It's a Sunto A30. It has a lot of good features on it. It's got a luminescent dial so you can read it at night. It has a magnifying glass which makes it nice to look at things that are small detail on a map. So let's go over how to use this particular compass before we start out on our course. A typical base plate compass has a plexiglass base plate. Along the edges you have a ruler and millimeters and inches. This is to describe a scale on the map. A magnifying glass, as I mentioned earlier, has these two cutouts. You can use a pen or pencil to circle objects on the map. Again, a luminescent dot at the end of the orienteering arrow, or the direction of travel arrow, and then this rotating bezel. This bezel is the most important part. You can see it's circled in degrees, has the cardinal directions on it of north, east, south, and west. Inside the bezel, there's this red arrow object. We're going to call that the shed because it makes a nice mnemonic device that is easy to remember how to use a compass. The last item is the magnetic north arrow pointing magnetic north. It's the red end, obviously. I have a lanyard here to keep it safe on your body. The best way to use that is to take it around your wrist, loop the compass through. That way if you drop it, it's still hanging on your wrist. So, how to use this compass. Direction of travel arrow is the arrow you're always going to follow whenever you're orienteering. That's the most important part of the compass. Point the direction of travel arrow at an object you want to navigate to, for example that tree. Now I'm going to rotate the bezel until the red is in the shed. When I do that, I can then read on the index line here, that's a bearing of 70 degrees. So to get to that pine tree, I would go on a bearing of 70 degrees. That's basically how we're going to go and navigate a course in my woodlot. We're going to plot 4 different courses that way. So again, you'd need a pencil and paper to write these down. Of course, you have to have a starting point. My starting point is going to be this sweet gum tree on my property. That would be my beginning point. My first point is going to be a pine tree. I'm going to take my compass, put my direction of travel arrow at that tree. I'm going to rotate my bezel until the red is in the shed. And I'm going to read the bearing on that to be 260 degrees right here at the index line. So I'd write down 260 for control point number 1. Now I need a distance. My pace is about 3 feet, so I'm going to pace that off and then do the math on the other end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 steps. 17 times 3 is 51, so this is 51 feet. So control point number 1 is 260 degrees, 51 feet. All right, so now we're going to go to control point number 2, another tree on my woodlot. Again, I'm going to point my direction of travel arrow at that tree. I'm going to rotate the bezel until the red is in the shed. I'm going to read up here on my index line. It's 282 degrees. So now I need a distance. Again, I'm going to do a pace count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps. So 13 times 3 is 39 feet. So my second control point will be 282 degrees, 39 feet. My third control point is another tree. I'm going to point my direction of travel arrow at the tree. I'm going to rotate my bezel until the red is in the shed. Read my bearing at the index line. It's 186 degrees. Now I need to know the distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 steps. 13 steps. Again, 13 times 3 is 39 feet. So my third control point is 186 degrees, 39 feet. Let's do one more just to make sure you got this down. I'm going to do one more tree on my property, and this will be my end point. I'm going to point my direction of travel arrow at that tree. I'm going to rotate the bezel until the red is in the shed. I'm going to read my index line. It is 294 degrees. Now I need to know my distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 steps times 3 is 63 feet. So that's the last control point, which is 293 degrees, 63 feet. You can continue on in this manner to make it as long as you want. I would encourage you to do at least 5 to maybe 8 or 9 different control points throughout your property or park. At the end, it'd be nice to have some little surprise there, maybe something attached to the tree or a little trinket of some sort, just to make it kind of fun at the end. If you'd like more information on orienteering, you have several sources available to you. You have your Scout Handbook. Chapter 11 talks about navigation. You also can Google online, I'm sure, and find many resources. You can look at the Orienteering Merit Badge book. You also have an outreach group. Central Virginia Orienteering Club is a club in the Richmond area. I'm a member of that club. If you Google Central Virginia Orienteering Club, you can become a member through Meetup. We'll send you information on our upcoming events that we have monthly. We design the events to make them friendly for Scouts. There's no admission fee for Scouts if they're working on one of the requirements for first class or the merit badge. And if you need somebody to come and talk to your troop or patrol about orienteering, we offer that as well. I hope you enjoyed this little video on how to do an orienteering course. If you have any questions, you can contact me, Kevin Kessler, through the Central Virginia Orienteering Club or through the Heart of Virginia Council. And at the end of this video, I'll have a picture of my contact information. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're enjoying your Camporee, the Stay Away Camporee through Heart of Virginia Council. Thanks.
Hi, and welcome to the Stay Away Camporee for the Heart of Virginia Council. My name is Scott Sager, and we're going to be talking about backyard campfires. Campfires are a great way to spend time with your family, sing a song, tell a joke, or just relax. You could make s'mores, cook a hot dog. There's a lot of different things that you can enjoy with a campfire on a nice summer night. In this video, we're going to be talking about a few different things that we'll be able to have with our campfire. One, we're going to need our safety equipment that we're going to use, the types of wood that we're going to use on starting our campfire, the starting materials, as well as how to extinguish your flame safely. Always make sure that you stay within accordance of your local government on different burn laws, whether it's the time of year because of a drought, or certain municipalities actually have burn laws such as can't burn before 4 p.m. A couple things we're going to have here. First, we have our fire pit in front of us. We want to position our fire pit where we've got a clear area around it for about 10 foot with nothing that's flammable. For this one, it's actually built off of the ground a little bit, so it actually has some airflow underneath. You want to make sure that you're not over top of tree roots. And you also want to make sure that there's no trees behind you that could actually be over top of the flames. So once you have your fire pit and you know that it's in a great spot, we need to talk about how we're going to put our fire out. Always make sure that you have water accessible or sand that you can use to extinguish the flame. If you happen to have a garden hose in close proximity, that will work fine. If not, keep a bucket handy, maybe a shovel. Those would be good things to use. Here with me today we have Beth, and she's going to be talking about the different types of things we're going to have in our campfire. So Beth, tell me about some of the things we have in front of us. It looks like you might have some tinder in front of you. Explain what tinder is.
Well, it's like the most accessible stuff you can get anywhere. You use it to help you start the fire. You have super small dry things that can just ignite pretty easily. Like some dryer lint, newspaper, pine needles, and even grass.
Okay, so now that we have our tinder, what else do we need to have our fire go? It looks like you have some more examples.
Yeah, we got some kindling. This is just small twigs, maybe even flowers if you want. If you want to make it pretty, why not?
All right, so we've got our tinder, we've got our kindling. What's next on our stack?
We got small fuel. Small fuel, you got the rule of thumb, make it about the circumference of your thumb. It's really good to help make the structure of your fire nice and burnable.
Okay, and now that we've gotten past the small fuel, what do we got a little bit further down our line?
We got some medium fuel. This is a bit larger, not the easiest to ignite, but it's good for fires to keep it going for longer.
And once we get through the small and medium fuel, what would you say is large fuel?
Big trees.
Anything larger than medium fuel.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've talked about the different types of materials we're going to be using in our campfire, we're going to talk about our campfire structure. One of the most common types of structures you're going to have is called the teepee. For the teepee, we start out in the very center using some of our tinder. That's going to be our pine needles, our grass, a little bit of newspaper, a little bit of dryer lint. Around that, we put 3 of the small fuels to build kind of a teepee structure, and then filled in around the outside with our tinder, with our kindling. Once we have that in place, we need to make sure that we leave an opening on one side that we can actually ignite the campfire. You can start a campfire in a couple of different ways. One, using a fire starter, very similar to this. You can use matches, or if you're feeling ambitious, you could use a flint and steel. If you happen to use a flint and steel, pull a little bit of the tinder out first and put it on a piece of bark and start your tinder on the outside, then move that into your campfire to start it. So let's go ahead and see if we can actually get our campfire to start. And let's see what kind of job we did. While your campfire is going, make sure that you're not poking at it with a stick. Make sure you're not lighting things on fire and pulling it back out of the fire. And above all else, make sure that you never leave a campfire burning. If you leave a fire unattended and something happens to pop and light something around on the ground, such as leaves flying around, things like that, we want to make sure that we can actually put those out pretty quickly. Once you are done with your campfire, make sure that you use your water or sand, whichever you're going to be using, and just drizzle the water over your campfire. Don't pour water over, drizzle it lightly, use a stick and stir the ashes around, drizzle it again, and make sure that the campfire is absolutely cold, meaning no heat coming off of it before you leave the campfire. It's really tempting to go in for the night and go to bed and leave it burning thinking that it's fully extinguished, and it's not. So we want to make sure that this campfire is fully out before we leave it. Again, this is something that we can have a good time with. We can tell stories. We can hang around, just hanging around the fire. Campfire is a great way to have a nice evening in your own backyard.
Hey, welcome back. We did 2 back-to-back videos there, and I want to thank Scott Sager and his daughter, and I think before that we had Kevin Kessler talking about orienteering. That was great.
So much fun.
Yeah, I loved his video. He obviously has a ton of experience in that, and you know, Scott did a great job. I think his is very pertinent right now because everybody should be getting ready for the campfire tonight, and so you should be getting your wood in the backyard and get your campfire ready. Of course, if you can't build a campfire in your backyard, no worries. You can join us live, and we'll at least be pretending as we're at a campfire all together.
Actually, you know what we did at our wood badges? We took, you know, paper, like toilet paper things, if you got toilet paper, you know, or whatever.
You got it, yeah.
Paper and we made our own campfires, like out of like construction paper and stuff. So we had these little campfires and whatnot. That was pretty cool. So if you get a chance to, if you're at home, you got some construction paper and some coloring pencils, I highly encourage any of the, especially the younger kids. If you're a lion or a tiger or whatnot, go make yourself a campfire out of some cardboard and whatnot, and send us a picture. We'd love to see it. We might even be able to put it up here later if you do, and that would be awesome. And if not, you can always drop it on the Facebook page, and HOVC can drop it there too. So yes, if you're doing something cool at home, send us some pictures of what you're doing.
Yeah, so you know, I know we're all sitting on here right now as a group doing well, nothing. We're sitting around talking and watching videos, and we'd all much rather be out in the woods right now. So I know that's this is tough because I have to tell you, as a scout leader, when they said we're going to do a virtual camporee, I was excited because we're doing something. But I know everybody on here is ready to get back out in the woods and start experiencing the outdoors, because that's what scout leaders do and that's what scouts do. And so, but I appreciate everybody's on here, and you know, we're keeping our community together today. That's the important part, right? We're going to talk about all the things we're going to do this summer and what's coming up in this year, and let's make the best of this day and think about all the great things we're going to do. So as you're watching these activities, I expect that all my scouts out there are going to learn and plan on what they're going to do when we get back out in the outdoors and we get back to Brady Saunders and we get back to Cub Adventure Camp.
Yeah.
So think about all these things, and let's use them when we get back. You want to go check in with Melissa? Speaking of Cub Adventure,
we haven't heard from her a while. She could be in the woods at this point. We should go check her out. Check out.
Yeah, you know. By the way, I did hear that there was some criticism that Noah back here has been doing a little bit of yawning.
Just getting a little tired.
But we've all been up. We've all been up late working on these, and we do hope you're enjoying them. And so if we're a little tired, that's just so that you guys can have more fun.
Yeah, so anytime we're going to go off to a correspondent, I'm going to send Noah back there to drink some caffeine, and we're going to keep him going. Anything you want to share?
I had one other thing. Back to the campfire thing. So not to shout out my troop or anything, but one thing that we usually do, you know, when new scouts come in from Cub Scouts, we do, like, it's like an activity, and like all the patrols. So we have, I want to say 6 patrols now.
That's a lot of patrols.
Yeah, I mean, about 60 people. Well, hopefully, I'm pretty sure. And what we do is, it's like a full weekend. You know, we're camping at our camp, and it's like an activity, and all the patrols are, so they're competing against each other to which patrol is the best. And at
So
the
kind
end,
of camp-wide games, kind of.
yeah, and at the
Nice.
end, your patrol gets an award. And so one of the campfire activities that reminded me was, so what we would do is each patrol would have to make like a little mini campfire with a bowl and an egg. And if you boiled the egg, and you were the first one to boil the egg, completely done, and you could eat it, you win. But if you break the egg and you still got yolk coming out, you lose.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
That's a fun little activity that my troop does.
So do you win this regularly?
Do it. Like,
I've seen you cook. I know you're a good cook. So
personally, my troop has won a lot, but that's
your patrol, huh? Your patrol's won this a lot.
My patrol has definitely won a lot.
See, I would think that you being the cook you are, because I've seen you cook. He comes out and cooks for our pack every once in a while, and that he would be like, he's cooking the eggs, stops, put some salt and pepper on them, Yeah, you just guys go on. You run to the next station. I'll be here eating, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. Speaking of, we were talking about camp. Let's go check in with Melissa real quick and see what she's doing. Give us a sec, see if we can get her
satellite feed here.
Yeah, let's get the satellite feed online, and let's go check on her right now.
Michael, hi, it's Melissa, your Stay Away Camporee correspondent. You sent me out here, and I'm trying to find these scouts, and I don't know where this camporee is. How can I help you if I don't know where it is?
Check the app.
Yeah, we have to stay away.
Oh, thanks.
Well, she seems to be getting it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure she completely gets it, but she's at least out at camp, and she's got some folks with her that seem to know what's going on.
You know, I think the problem is that she's a Sea Scout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's not in the water.
Oh, that's why she's getting lost.
I think that's what it is. You know, Sea Scouts are most at home in an aquatic environment, and she's not in an aquatic environment.
That's right. You mean no compass in hand, no
no,
instrumentation.
Yeah. Not the feel of wood underneath her feet, rope in her hands, and sails behind her back.
That's right, right.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking of that, I want everybody to make sure you watch out tonight. Later this evening, we have a demonstration on making s'mores at home from a scout leader, Scott Davis, and he's a Sea Scout too. So that's kind of cool. We have a couple of people from some ships checking in, which is great. And we have a strong Sea Scout program here in Heart of Virginia Council. So. We will check back that. You know, we should do another activity here. But let me get that set up, and you guys talk among yourselves while I figure that one out.
So during the break a minute ago, you were telling me about some of the stuff that you do when you're doing your camporee. So as you know, for younger scouts who've probably never done a camporee before, you know, a lot of times it's like this. You're going to be doing a lot of activities over a short weekend and whatnot, or maybe competing with other troops or patrols, depending on where you're at. So what's some of the things that you guys compete with? Give some of the other groups out there some tips, some ideas.
As in.
Well, you were saying, so one of the things you something about you said something like 100 pounds over a mile or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So we do through the whole weekend. We're always competitive. So my group is especially competitive, but that's just how I am, and I always want to win. But one thing is that we do a stretcher, like a handmade stretcher. 2 wood logs try to find a tree somewhere, and then. Trying to find like a blanket someone has, and we.
I was always, every time we did this when I was a kid, I've been in scouting since '86, and every time that I've been in a stretcher race, I was the one on the stretcher because I'm always the small kid. So they're like, yeah, put Sos on the stretcher, and you know how many times that darn thing comes? The kids are running around, and they drop me. I hit a tree. And it's like, oh, get back up, you're okay, we gotta finish the race. It's like, come on, man. Why would somebody else be on the stretcher
for us? It's weird because we usually, they make us take one of the more bigger guys, and
oh, really? That's a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, they make sure it's fair. So
everybody gotta weigh in. So everybody's got the same, it's kind of like NASCAR, where you gotta weigh in and make sure everybody's got the same weight on each one of their stretchers. Of course, then again, it comes back to you got all the tenderfoots that are holding up this big guy right
What are you saying? What are you saying about big guys? You guys shouldn't do this? I understand.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so let's go to another activity. Now, this activity, Matt Connors and his family did an awesome job. Matt works for the council, and what I like about this one, and it actually is a good segue from what we're talking about here, because they did a backyard physical fitness, kind of like a fitness course.
Oh yeah, which is huge right now with Scouts. Is the whole fitness thing. Yeah,
absolutely. And what's cool about it too is that the phys ed course that he's kind of created in the backyard. When I watched it, I like the show Survivor. Yeah. And the reason I like the show Survivor is because whoever developed that, like, they got all their ideas from Scouts, because we've been doing that for years. Just like 100 years we've been doing this, and they all of a sudden decided to do a TV show on it. Everybody's like, oh, this is brand new! I was like, no, that's Camp-wide Games. We've been doing that forever. I was in a stretcher. Let me tell you all about it. No. So, all right, so let's go and see what the Connor family's doing, and let's go there live now.
Hi guys, my name is Matt, and my family had the privilege of putting together the Stay Away Camporee's physical fitness race this year. It was a lot of fun. In fact, after we put it all together, we ran it for about an hour at our house, and we just kept taking turns. So let me tell you a little bit about it. There's 3 great things about this race. The first is that all the material that we used, we found in our own home. We didn't have to go out and buy any. It was easy to set up. The second great thing is that all the stations are very adaptable. So if you don't have exactly what the materials that you need, you can just replace it with something else. It's also adaptable for age levels. I've got a kindergartner and a 5th grader, and so you'll see in the video that of the actual example, we kind of changed up a little things for the different grade levels. It's also adaptable for if you've only got one person. If you've only got one person participating in the Camporee this year, they just time yourself and see if you can beat your own time. And it also can definitely be adaptable for your space. If you just do your best to try to figure out how much space you have. So, and the third thing that's really great about it is we've come up with 9 stations. So you don't need to do any thinking, but part of the thing that was a lot of fun was coming up with the stations. So if you can come up with your own station to make it an even 10, that would be great. Like I said, I sat down with my kindergartner and my 5th grader, and they came up with 4 of the 9 stations that we ended up using. So let me really quick talk about the stations. Our first station is a cardboard shuffle. You'll see in the directions of what that is, but you'll need 2 pieces of cardboard or newspaper that you can stand on. Then we went on to the ground is lava, which is basically jumping from one item to another over, I think ours was probably about 10 yards. Then we just picked up some random obstacles that we could jump over. You can use a bucket, a ball. We had an outside toy that we jumped over. And then we throw a ball to hit a target. Then we did a bear walk. My son Bennett did the actual bear walk. My daughter just walked funny because it's hard for her to do that, and she didn't want to get her hands dirty. Then we do 10 sit-ups. Then you needed to keep a balloon or a ball in the air for 30 seconds by hitting it, not catching it. 20 jumping jacks, and then 5 popcorn push-ups. Like I said, this was a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
2,
Thanks.
1, go!
Keep going, guys. You can do it. All right. Keep going. Go his. You can do it, full speed.
Jump. See there? All right, bear walk. Funny walk.
Bear walk,
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
All right,
10 jumping jacks.
20 jumping jacks. Stay there. 20 jumping jacks. That was our example of our 9 different relay stations. I hope that you guys have a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, so I was told that that with these new online videos that the hottest thing right now is for TikTok. Yeah, so I was trying to see how to do a Weather Rock TikTok, and yeah, it seems to be really a neat idea to do a TikTok video. So now not only can you tell what the weather is, you can tell what time it was with it. Yeah, I tell you, these kids nowadays, they have the coolest things on it. So yeah, so the weather is nice and sunny, and it appears to be somewhere around 8:30. Yeah, so isn't that wonderful? I think that's really great. Yeah. So here we go. We're going to I also heard that when you're doing a TikTok, you're supposed to renegade. I don't know what that means. Is it like Gatorade? I don't know. But yeah. So here is a Weather Rock TikTok. Yeah. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah.
Dr. Flickenbooker got stuck in there too. He kind of came back to share a little bit more of his Weather Rock stuff. Doing the did you see that Renegade?
Renegade. My daughter renegades all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the whole food, sleep, Chipotle, TikTok.
I'm not sure he quite understands the Renegade.
No, I don't think so either. It's yeah.
Well, hey, we've got so many great activities, and we don't have that much time. So if we banter too much, we're taking it away from the good stuff that we have come in. So many scout leaders have done such an amazing job over the last, actually 2 weeks, filming excellent content, and you can see what great educators that we have in our council. Our scout leaders are really dedicated, and it is not easy getting in front of a camera. I have to tell you, I'm not really a camera guy. I'm doing it because I have to. But some of these folks just have really good skills on camera. Except Dr. Fleckenbooger. The rest of them are pretty good. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to run 2 activities right now.
You know how to find a Weather Rock expert for this thing?
I know. You're in the yellow pages in there, go on the yellow pages. Weather Rock expert.
Yeah, they come cheap but not easy.
Well, I got, so we have 2 back-to-back ones coming up, and the theme of our next 2 activities is definitely backyard activities, but it's all about nature. So let's go live now to, first we'll start with Heather Dunton and her son Connor, who are doing an awesome job teaching you about making a bird feeder, and then we'll go and see Charlotte Pemberton's going to teach us a little bit about fireflies.
Oh, cool.
Hunter with the Heart of Virginia Council. You may know me as the Popcorn and the Peanut Lady. I'm the one who helps all of our packs and troops raise awesome funds to go on fun adventures. I'm here today with Connor. He's my son.
Hello.
Connor, what troop are you in?
Troop 1829.
Yeah, Connor's in Troop 1829, and we are so excited that you joined us today for the Stay Away Camporee. Are you ready to camp tonight?
Yes, I am.
Yes, we are here in my backyard, and so we're going to pitch a tent and have some fun. But first today, we're going to tell people feeding the birds is a ball.
Yep.
Yep, you got it.
Even shapes.
Yeah, even shapes. We got a ball right here. So we're going to be making this awesome suet ball. We're going to feed the birds. And then also we have this really neat other bird feeder that we're going to tell you all about. So Connor, let's just get started, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. All right, first of all, I want you to know that a scout is helpful and a scout is kind. So we're going to feed the birds by making these awesome suet balls. They're great to make in the winter, but you can also make it in the summertime too. It's a lot of fun, okay? Let me get out my ingredient list. These take simple ingredients that you should already have at home. Connor, show us the peanut butter.
Here's the peanut butter, so you're going to need peanut butter.
Right, so we're going to use 1 cup of peanut butter. We're also going to use 1 cup of lard. Show them the lard there. So this is lard. You want to make sure that you get lard and not shortening. Lard actually has an ingredients in it that the birds need. It's the fat in it the birds need to help keep them healthy, right? All right, next we're going to use 2 cups of oatmeal. There we go, shake it up. All right, we also have going to use 2 cups of cornmeal. Show us the cornmeal there. There you go. All right, 1 cup of flour. We got the flour. We have 1/3 of a cup of sugar, which I've actually already measured out here. Going to be in this little container. 1/3 a cup of sugar. Then we're going to use 1/2 a cup of Whitley's peanuts. Show me, this is our friends at Whitley's Peanuts. Yay! Now, these peanuts normally need to be unsalted. We know that Whitley's peanuts are salted and delicious, the ones that our Boy Scouts sell. But we have already rinsed them and put them in a bag, so they have no salt. Next, we're going to use, what? Trails End popcorn! Of course, Trails End popcorn. This is our awesome white cheddar. We even have, flip it over, one of our scouts here on the back, our top seller in 2018, Beck Garnett. So we're going to use 1 cup of the white cheddar. Then optional, we're going to use some birdseed. See this bag of birdseed we got right here? All right. So that's a list of our ingredients. Now there are some supplies that you're going to need. You're going to need at least 2 large bowls. You're going to need a wooden spoon to do some mixing, right? A couple of Ziploc bags to put our popcorn and peanuts in. And then also a couple of sticks.
Yep.
Right out of the yard, right?
Yep, you can find them anywhere in the forest and everything.
Anywhere in the forest, you got it. All right. And then some other optional supplies that we're going to have today is an orange. You pull our orange out there. Now we're going to cut this in half in a couple of minutes. I'll show you about that. We also want to get some string or some paracord. We got some string there and a pair of scissors so that we can cut it. Next we need, what are these?
Toilet paper rolls and like paper towel rolls and stuff.
They are, and I bet everybody has empty toilet paper rolls, right? If you got toilet paper right there, you definitely have some empty toilet paper rolls. All right. And then also, one of the other optional things that you can keep, you know, a scout likes to recycle, right?
Yep.
So we actually have this bag that our oranges came in, and most bags have some netting on the back. We're going to hang on to this netting because we're going to use that too, perhaps. Sound fun?
Yep.
All right. Now, first thing we want to do, let's go ahead and first of all, put your Trails End popcorn in a bag, and we want to crunch that up. Yay, all right. After we get that all crunched up, we're going to throw it in our mixing bowl. Here we go, let the air out, crunch that up really good. Got it? You can even make it fun and beat it up. We're going to throw that in the bowl. All right. And we have a 4-legged friend. Hello, Sterling. How are you today? Who wants to eat our suet balls? They're not just for birds, evidently. All right. So next, we're going to take our Whitley's peanuts that have already been washed so they're unsalted. We're going to beat those up with a spoon. Let's have some fun. Beat them up hard. Now you can throw these on the ground and step on them, or however you want to crush them up. The birds don't care. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and pour those in. I think they're crushed up enough. Whoop. Got it? Okay. So we're going to pour our Whitley's peanuts into the mixture. Now we're mixing all our dry ingredients first. So there we go. Throw those peanuts in. Alrighty. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of our dry ingredients. So if we go off of our directions earlier, we have, I've already measured this out, 2 cups of oatmeal. Go ahead and open those up and toss those in there. And if you'll just throw the plastic tops behind you. Here's this one. I'll get that one. Trade me. Got it? Awesome. We're going to throw those in. Good job. That's 2 cups of oatmeal. Next, we're going to use 2 cups of cornmeal. Yeah, go ahead. Put your hands in there. The birds don't care. Mix it up good. There we go. All right. 2 cups of cornmeal. Now, all of these supplies you can get at your local grocery store. And at Scout is thrifty, so we bought all store brand items. It was really good. All right. Here's the 2nd cup of cornmeal. And go ahead and stick your hands in there and mix that up. You know, we got a spoon, but who needs a spoon, right? Who needs a spoon? Put your hand in there and mix it up. There we go. I know a Scout is normally clean. Not right now. All right, good job. All right, next, we're going to add the 1 cup of flour. Go ahead and toss that in there.
Struggled to open these today.
I know. I tried to make it easy. All right, and then where do we do with our 1 cup of sugar that we had out?
Our 1 cup of sugar is right here.
1/3 cup of sugar. Got it? All right. Let me go ahead and open this up.
And make sure to mix it good.
Mix it up real good. Put that in there. All right. So now we have all of our ingredients except for the optional bird seed. So I went ahead and measured a little bit out. You know, honestly, you can put as much or as little bird seed as you want in there. I have a 1/2 cup. So we're going to mix this in. I'm going to sprinkle it. There we go. All right. Excellent. Now, after you get that mixed up really good, there's actually 2 wet ingredients that we're going to add, okay? What we're going to do, we've already got it mixed up here, so I want to show you. We have this cup of lard actually has 16 ounces, and I've already, I just tossed it in the microwave and melted it a little bit. So you're going to mix this together with your peanut butter. And this was exactly a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter, so I used 1/2 of it and just melted that up a little bit. So we're good there. But what we did is we added to the dry ingredients and we mix it all up together really good. And you may need a bigger bowl than we have here, but you're going to mix it up really good. And we're not going to add that because we've already got it here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we already pre-did it. So once you take and toss your lard in here.
And your peanut butter.
And your peanut butter, and you mix it up really good. Look what you end up with. This delicious bird suet. Doesn't that look delicious?
Yep.
You're such a good actor. All right, grab you a handful. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a handful of the mixture, and it's really good. It's almost like playing with Play-Doh. And after you get a good ball made, Connor, I want you to go around the table and take it up to the camera a little bit so people can see it. It's pretty cool. All right, got it? Take it up there and show them what it's supposed to look like. Remember, feeding the birds is a ball. Sterling, you really want this, don't you? You can't have it. Sorry, buddy. All right, so you're gonna mix this up. Then you can see the bird seed is on the inside, but for fun, you can actually take some bird seed, put it in your hand, and you can roll the ball so that you have more bird seed on it. You wanna try that? Real quick here. All right, so let's pour some bird seed in your hand. There you go. I'm gonna pour a little bit of mine. Whoopsie. All right, and you're gonna take the ball and you're just gonna roll it in the bird seed. Got it? Isn't that fabulous? The birds are gonna love this.
And it's okay to like go in the ground because it's not bad for the earth.
You're right. The seed can go directly on the ground. The birds can eat it right up. Okay. Now, after you get, there's a couple of things you can do with the balls. Connor, let me see your ball. Very good. One of the things that you can do, we showed you an orange earlier, and I've already cut one up just to make it easy. What we did is we cored the inside out. I ate it. It was delicious. And once you do that, you can take your suet ball and stick it right down in the center, just like that. You know what? You could make this one an ice cream cone. Stick that one, you could probably put it right on top. But anyway, let's keep that one off.
Make a snowman.
Make a snowman, yeah. So right here, all you'll do is cut a couple of holes in the oranges. You're gonna use some rope or some twine. There you go. We took 2 pieces, fed them through opposite holes, carried it up to the top and tied a knot. Do you know what kind of knot that is?
Like a knot that you like tie your shoe, like the starting.
But what kind of scouting knot is that, do you think? I think it's just a regular slip knot.
Yeah, I think it's a slip knot.
We have an Eagle Scout photographer who's probably going to beg to differ with us, but anyway. All right, so all you're going to do is tie a knot in the top of that, and this is ready to hang in the tree. Doesn't that make a delicious bird meal?
Yep.
All right, and then next, the balls. You can take these, and also you can use cookie cutters. You can put it out on your pan. You can cut them into shapes. Be sure to put a hole through them, let them harden, and you can hang those in the trees as well to feed the birds. And then lastly, hold this up for me, Connor. This right here is a roll of toilet paper. So this is pretty simple. All you're gonna do with the roll of toilet paper is you're gonna put 4 holes in it in the top. See the top there? You're gonna thread your strings through, tie them at the top. You're gonna put 4 holes in the bottom, and that's back to those sticks that we found earlier. You're gonna push them through opposite ends. You're gonna coat your toilet paper roll with peanut butter, and then you're gonna roll it in some bird seed. How easy is that?
Really easy to help there, and it helps animals.
It does help the animals. And you know, you can also use things like Cheerios. You can use bagels. You can hang anything from the trees to help feed our birds, because feeding the birds is a ball, right?
Yep.
It sure is. All right, well listen, I hope you guys have an awesome Stay Away Camporee. We're gonna pitch our tent here shortly, and thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Welcome to the Stay-at-Home Camporee. This session, we're going to talk about fireflies. This is an up-close shot of a firefly. A firefly is actually a beetle, no bigger than a standard paperclip. It cannot bite you because it doesn't have a mouth. Adult fireflies drink water, but they do not eat for the few weeks in which they are alive. The tail of the firefly has a chemical that the firefly can turn off and on. The glow it creates is called bioluminescence. The reason fireflies flash their tails on and off is all about love. They are looking for mates. So, how do you go about safely catching and enjoying these wonderful insects? Well, here are some tools that you will need. A glass jar with a lid, a hammer, a nail, and some wood so you can put holes into the lid, a coffee filter that's been dampened with some water, some tall grass, and a net, sort of like you would use with a goldfish. So as you can tell, I have all of my tools together here. These are different size jars that you can use in order to catch the fireflies. Here's a hammer and a block of wood and some nails so that you can punch holes into one of the lids. I've chosen this lid, for example, And you can see where I have already done that and punched some holes. Some other things you will need is a net to catch the fireflies with. I don't have a goldfish net, so I had to build one. What I used was a bent coat hanger. On one end, I twisted a circle, and on the other end, you can see that I bent it to make a handle. You don't need a very big net to catch fireflies. You want the opening of the net to be about the same size as the opening of your jar. For example, I'm going to use this jar here, and you can see that the wire is about the same size as the jar. Let me show you this way as well so you can see that. Not much bigger than the jar. Okay. So the idea is that you will take your jar outside and your net. As you capture fireflies in your net here, you can simply take your jar and turn it upside down over the top of the net. The fireflies would like to fly upwards. That's their tendency. So if you put this over the net, they will fly up into your jar. Once you have some fireflies in your jar, you need to make it a nice home for them, even if it's only for the next few hours. Fireflies need moisture. So here, I've taken a piece of my coffee filter and dampened it with water. So I'm going to tuck that inside of my jar. Okay. The other thing fireflies enjoy are some grass. Again, they don't eat the grass, but it does give them a place where they can rest. So I've already trimmed this a little bit to fit into my jar. So let's give that a, well, almost. Okay. But now, once the fireflies are inside the jar and they have some moisture and some grass, I can close the lid. And that will keep your fireflies inside, safe and happy, okay, while you enjoy them. As I said earlier, fireflies are very short-lived, so only keep your fireflies in the jar and enjoy them for about 24 hours. At that point, you need to release them back into the wild, and it's always best to take them back to the point where you first captured them, because that is their home. Fireflies are becoming increasingly scarce. They like moist areas with long grass at the edge of trees, very similar to what you see here. Their favorite habitat is being destroyed, and pesticides are also taking a toll. What can you do at home to create an environment for these amazing creatures? First, don't rake leaves and put them on the curb. You are raking up firefly eggs and larvae and throwing them away. Let the leaf litter and decaying logs and limbs and such stay under the trees. Leave edges of your yards, particularly along those trees, unmowed. Fireflies, as I said, need the long grass to rest and hide during the day. Also, avoid use of broad-spectrum pesticides, especially long chemicals. Turn off those outside lights. The lights confuse the fireflies, and they do not allow them to see the flashes of other fireflies so they can find mates. It also makes it harder for you to see the fireflies and enjoy their light display. Fireflies also need sources of water. Provide a water feature or a dish in the areas along tree lines and tall grass so they can drink. And lastly, plant native trees and grasses in a section of your yard. Fireflies Fireflies particularly favor pines and the needles that carpet the ground underneath the trees. Let log and leaf litter accumulate. Segment an area of your land or yard to remain in a natural state. If you would like to learn more about fireflies, there is the Firefly Conservation and Research website at www.firefly.org. You can go to this website to learn more about this fascinating creature.
And yeah, okay. So it's gonna get new. I don't think it's gonna do so well. But you may want to get yourself inside and make sure that the weather rock. Oh, it's so wet and windy. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Well, take care out there. Goodbye. Okay. Woo!
Looks like it's getting really bad out there.
Yeah,
I had looked out a window a little bit, but that looks scary. I tell you.
I think that's localized storms.
It's a localized storm.
Localized storms. Because I'm looking out the window and it's like bright blue skies and beautiful.
Yeah. What are they called? Like storm bombs or something, right? Storm cells or something. I don't know. They got a meteorological name for that, I guess. I don't know.
What I'm interested in, and probably the most interesting thing about that video was that your son and wife hanging out with Dr. Flickenbooger?
I must have looked away at the time. I don't know.
Oh, you missed it. Okay. Yeah.
I missed it, yeah.
I'm just wondering what's going on. We're not home. In fact, Flickenbooger's moving in.
I was worried about the.
You gotta watch that guy. Yeah. Well, so you got a couple of activities in a row there. I know we've thrown a lot at you, and we're getting close to 6 p.m.
I have a quick question for you, there, Mike, about the activity. Do you call it a firefly or a lightning bug?
I call it a lightning bug. That's what I grew up calling them. What did you call them where you came from?
I'm definitely a lightning bug kind of guy, but then I watched the show Firefly, and now that's all I think about is Firefly. So I've kind of converted.
Oh,
to
sci-fi.
Firefly.
This is a sci-fi.
Yeah,
thing.
the sci-fi thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we share a love for
can't help
sci-fi. And Noah's lost. I can tell. You can tell the guy doesn't know what we're talking about.
Fireflies or lightning bugs?
Probably for me, fireflies. I mean,
Fireflies?
Just, go outside and catch them in your mouth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. No. The hand, the mouth, anything.
Is it? It's interesting. I wonder if this is kind of a regional thing. Like, I grew up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I was a scout in Atlanta, by the way. That's where I grew up. And so we called everything Coke. I mean, it didn't matter if it was Mountain Dew, it was Dr. Pepper. It's all Coke. Can I have a Coke? Can I have a cold Coke? Right? That's the way we always was. Until I moved somewhere else, and everybody's like calling it pop and calling it this and calling it soda. You say pop?
No, I do not say pop. That's one of the pet peeves.
Yeah, calling it pop. You don't like the pop thing, huh?
No.
I don't know if maybe it's a Chicago thing.
It's like caramel and caramel.
Yeah, it's weird. They're maps for these things.
Well, so I've got a story about this. So I said I grew up in Atlanta, and if you know the reason why we call it Coke, and for those Cub Scouts watching may not know, is that Coca-Cola, the company, is based out of Atlanta, and I have a lot of love for Coke. The reason why I love them so much is because when I was a kid, I actually worked at Scout Camp, and I worked at a camp called Woodruff Scout Reservation that was up north of in North Georgia, and Woodruff was the family that actually invented and came up with Coke. And so when I worked at camp when I was a kid, and we'd go to camp, and we'd go there, of course, I like my caffeine, so I'd bring with me, say a drink that was not made by the Coca-Cola organization. And so I remember the ranger there at camp told me, I asked him, I said, so I prefer Coke, but I don't have it right now. I got a Pepsi. Do you have any? Is there a problem here? I mean, me drinking Pepsi on there? And he looks at me. He was an old man with a very dry sense of humor, but a good sense of humor, but a dry sense of humor. And he said, "Son," he said, you can drink whatever you want as long as it's a Coke and it's in a Coke bottle. Anything else than that, you get off my camp. He says, because this hollow ground was brought to us by the Woodruff family. And so, you know what? I appreciate that, because staying loyal to people who were loyal to us. I mean, that camp was a big part of what we did, and people who donate money and land and all those kinds of things. Scouts is why we have an organization. We have places to go camping. So with that said, I've been
speaking of donating time, right? So I want to see some of the stuff that people.
Yes, you know what? I've got some great updates from some folks that we have out there that are sending pictures in right now to virtualcamporee@gmail.com. And so here's a picture of Pack 544. I'm gonna hold it up.
Nice job.
Yeah, I love it. Love the shirts. I love the pillow fort setup. Looks like you guys are having a great time. And if I look at the background here, I see Noah and Ryan Urban back there doing the opening ceremony. That's really cool. So thank you, Pack 544 in Mechanicsville. That's awesome. Let me see if I can find another one here. What I can show.
Yeah, we've been trying in between stuff, seeing what you guys are doing, and we appreciate your encouragement, both on Facebook and those of you watching on YouTube. It's been great. So we really do. This helps us keep us going.
So this one is really cool, and this might be the furthest. I would love anybody who is out there. We're broadcasting internationally, right? Anybody can watch us.
Well, we have a one scout in our pack who's and they're in Belize or something. Right?
Are they? Well, hopefully they're watching.
They're like quarantined in some foreign country. Yeah, they've been watching some things. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. So hi to Alejandro and Bella if you're out there, or Bella if you guys are watching. We're thinking about you and we miss you. But here, this is a Tiger Scout, and they're in Portland, Oregon right now, and they're set up. How cool is that? And nice. They're in Pack 351. So very cool. Looks like you got a great little tent. That's pretty awesome. That's right.
Keep Portland weird. I love Portland. It's a cool place.
You know what's great about that is it's a little earlier there, so yeah. the day is not winding down there, which is great. Let me see what else I got. Here's Grayson from Pack 735. Love it. I love that they're actually. Mrs. Dutton would love the fact that it looks like they're making their bird feeders.
Very cool.
Very awesome.
Good job, guys.
Love it. Okay, let's see if I have a couple others. Here's Rory in Pack 751. That's awesome. Love it.
Great.
I've seen Rory before. I think it might be a skip from him later tonight. I don't know if I'm wrong, but
I'm so excited about seeing this.
Oh, the campfire's going to be great tonight. We've got so much great content people have sent in, so we're going to be running all that starting at 8 o'clock tonight. All right, one more.
I hope you guys had fun making them. Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see if I got one more that I can pull up here.
Amazing Scouts.
Oh, this is a good one here. Let's see here. So this is going to be, these folks are from Yorktown, Virginia, and it's Owen and Jackson. Owen's in Troop 54, and Jackson is in Pack 200. Let's show their setup. Oh, that's great! Look at the lights.
Nice.
Very cool. I know Mrs. Sos and my boys would be happy to see that. That's very cool because they're the pillow fort experts. Okay, well, we'll have a couple more of these coming back here shortly, but let's go watch another activity.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, let's see what's up next. Let's get a moment to talk among yourselves while I figure this out here. I'm not a pro, so you know we gotta.
So we were just talking about some history stuff with the Scouts, because Mike was talking about the books earlier, and 1910. That was 8 years before the Spanish flu pandemic, which. You may have heard it on the news, but basically we've gone through something similar to this before, 100 years ago. And Scouts were right in the middle of it then. And actually, like Lord Baden-Powell's wife, she was a nurse at a hospital that was considered the center of what things were going on. One of the cool things that I read was a kid your age was out. The Spanish was a little different, right? They had a little different rules and whatnot going on, but it's very similar. But one of the things that he did was he delivered food and medicine to people, and he did such an amazing job of it during the flu and what he was working on that that Lord Baden-Powell traveled to I believe the United States. It was somewhere like up north, like in New York, whatever, and presented him with a signed award from him for the work that he did. So I've been trying to find more information about it and I actually tried to get it before here, but I couldn't say exactly what this scout did during the time. But it sounded really, really amazing. I know there were also a ton of Girl Scouts too during the time that actually took up the mantle, and there was a special badge for them, guides, like Girl Guides, whatever at the time. I'm trying to think of the terminology, and there was a special badge for them just for working in like field hospitals, and they became nurses and whatnot. So that was a really neat thing.
It takes a lot of bravery.
It takes a lot because to walk into that, and and they didn't have the same kind of protective equipment we did, and whatnot. But and kids, I know that the youth at the time weren't as affected, and so they were a huge help during the flu.
Right. Well, hey, something that Scouts can do right now to help out. Obviously, we don't want everybody running out. We're in a social distancing moment, right? So we're gonna keep our distance, stay at home. Like, you can do a lot by staying home. But I would say to all the families out there, if you've heard that the food banks are getting decimated right now. So if anybody's got any extra stuff to share with food banks, that would be a great way to be able to help out and kind of keep up with that tradition of scouting, playing a role, a service role in a time like this. Okay, so let's go do a first aid scavenger hunt with the Mulvihills.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
So some of you will remember, and you'll see this coming up, that Heather has been leading up Cub Camp for a long time. So all of you are going to recognize her immediately. If you've been to Cub Adventure Camp for any of the summer program, or been to Creepy Hollow or our spring event, then you're gonna see Heather here in a moment, and you'll recognize her immediately. And so her and Mr. Mulvihill, Bill, they're going to go through their house and they're going to try to put together the perfect Red Cross first aid kit using stuff in there, which is not easy because there's a lot of stuff in that.
That's
so
cool.
So this is going to be a fun one, and they frantically go through their house trying to find stuff. So here we go. Let's go see the Mulvihills go trash their house to go build a first aid kit. So here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather Mulvihill. I'm the program director at Cub and Weeblos Adventure Camp, and I was really excited and I'm very happy to be able to come and talk to all my Cub friends at this campfire this evening. I'm joined by my husband, Bill Mulvihill. He's the Cub Roundtable Commissioner for Huguenot Trail District, and tonight we have been asked, I'm going to show you my ceiling. You hold up. We have been asked to do a first aid kit scavenger hunt. Now, we have not seen this yet, so we're really not sure what's in here, but the challenge is for us to run through our house and see if we can find all the items listed. You ready?
Okay.
All right, let's see what's in here, to see what we can find, and probably talk to you about some of the locations that you should have a first aid kit. And I think we're going to assemble it on the dining room table.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep track of how long it's going to take us to find stuff.
All right. Are we going to do this like a tag team relay? Are we going to both run through the house and take everyone with us? How do you want to do this?
Whichever way you would prefer.
Okay. I'm into the challenge.
All right.
All right. So, let's see. Let's get it. Oh, you started it already. He started it already. We didn't even say on your mark, get set, go. All right. Are you gonna take the first item? Or are you just gonna run?
I think we take whichever item we can find. I don't
Okay.
know that we have to take the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's get started. So am I going first?
Let's go.
All right. I'm off.
All right. And she's running up the stairs. We'll see what she comes back with. So the list has a number of household first aid items for a family of 4. that the Red Cross recommends all first aid kits have in them. So there's things like cloths and ointments and wipes, plus a whole lot of other stuff. So we're going to see all that we can find in our house.
All right. What do I have here? I found our first aid kit from the bathroom, but it's probably not a complete kit. But what do we have on the first? So we have to find two.
I gotta turn this around. I'm not sure how.
2 absorbent. Ooh, I don't know. We're technologically challenged. Here we go. So we've got 2 absorbent compression dressings. Do we have that? Is that what these are? Absorbent compression. We've got several. We've got a lot of these. We must have thought that somebody was going to bleed out here. Can you all see that? Oh my goodness. What do we have in here? Let me see if I can turn this around. I can't turn it around.
We have an adhesive cloth tape in there.
Adhesive cloth tape. We've got adhesive cloth tape.
Okay. Do we have adhesive bandages in there?
Adhesive. No, we don't. Wait a minute. Yes, we do. There's
some.
a couple in here, but it's not enough.
We need more.
I think we need more. We've got a few here.
All right, we'll go get more
Tag,
of those.
go get more. And he's off. Let's follow him. What else can we find in here? Oh, right there. There's a bunch of bandages right there. Oh, and here's another first aid kit I missed the first time. Okay. All right.
Say aspirin or anything like that?
I think it did say aspirin. We need to run back downstairs and find the list. This is going to take us too long. We were not effective and efficient, I don't think. Not as efficient as we could be. Okay. Oh my goodness. We really thought somebody was going to bleed here. We've got gauze pads. Yes. Okay. Where were you on the list?
All right, here's more bandages.
More, but we've got plenty of
All
Band-Aids
right,
now.
we've got the bandages now.
Plenty of Band-Aids.
Adhesive cloth we did, and ointment packets. Do we have any
Ointment packets. We've got
Those are gone.
alcohol prep pads. Is that on there?
Antiseptic wipes.
Sure.
Aspirin.
Aspirin. We left the aspirin
Well,
upstairs.
I brought this. Is that the same?
That'll work.
Okay.
We've got some generic aspirin, Tylenol here.
A breathing barrier. Do we have a breathing barrier in there? If not, I have one on my key.
Yes, you do have one, and you keep it with you all the time because that's what we say is be prepared, right? So, Mr. Bill's got one on his keychain.
On my keychain.
Okay, let's take a look at that. There we go, tiny.
All right, where's that? Here?
Uh-huh.
Cold compress. Do we have any cold compress?
Yeah, hold on.
All right, I don't know where they are. I guess I should know, but I don't. Not doing too badly. We're almost at 4 minutes. All
Okay,
right.
here we go. Cold compresses.
Cold compresses.
Cold compresses.
Non-latex gloves. Where did those end up?
I've got a tiny little pair right here, but I think it says it said 2 pairs. So
2 pairs.
where would we? I don't know. I don't know where we put them the last time. Did you find more?
Yep. Non-latex.
Awesome. We got a box of them. Okay. What else is on that list?
Hydrocortisone ointment. Do we have any ointment?
Backpack. Let me go get that.
Okay. There might be smaller packets of things in there. Gauze roll. I think I see a gauze roll here. So I think we are good with that. Well, that was the roller bandage. Never mind. That was the roller bandage. This is the gauze roll. Got that too.
What else do we have on the list? Okay, I've got. Oh, I'm out of breath. I've got. As any cub leader knows, I was a cub leader for several years. You can't go hiking with cubs and not have all sorts of things in your backpack. So I've got another first aid kit in my backpack. Let's see what's in here. Whew. Here we go.
Oh, we hit the jackpot.
We hit the mother lode. Moleskin, is moleskin on that?
It is not.
It is not on that list.
All right, it does say, so we've got, looks like we've got plenty of gauze pads.
We do.
A variety of sizes, so I think we're good with all those. Ointment packets, or do we just have the ointment
I think
itself?
the Neosporin is going to count for
It
that,
just
don't
cover
you?
for that. I think it does. It
Okay.
covers the intent. Emergency blanket.
Oh, hold on.
So what's emergency blanket for, everybody? Well, it's for,
Here
right?
we go. Emergency blanket.
You never know when you might need it. Shock or just treatment for hot or cold. So that's what we've got.
You certainly don't want to be trapped out in the woods. We've got our trusty emergency blanket here.
All right.
And it's reflective, so it would be really good for if you're lost in the woods for signaling
All
with
right.
and making
So
yourself big and broad.
triangle bandages.
Triangle bandages.
I presume for like preparing like a tourniquet or something. So a large bandana type thing.
I don't know. We've got large gauze that we could make
here.
a sling out of.
Right. But I think it's looking for a compression.
We've got here we go. Triangular bandage right there.
There we go.
Boom.
It says we need 2. How many are there?
We've got
Quite a few.
3. So we are overachievers
All right.
with the
So
triangle
right
bandages.
now it looks like we have 3 items that we're looking for.
What's that?
An oral thermometer,
Uh-huh.
tweezers, and the first aid guide.
Okay, well, I've got a giant pair of tweezers right here.
Excellent.
These are super huge. We've even got safety scissors in here.
Didn't ask for scissors, but I see
No,
that.
but I found it.
I think I see a guide in here in this travel kit.
For
a first aid guide. Is that in the back here? No.
no, those are more band-aids.
Those are more band-aids. Goodness. I presume they're thinking like a cheat sheet for
I don't know. Oh, emergency first aid guide. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
like
the
what
ones
to
that
do,
you-
like a quick what to do checklist.
Yeah, like what you click on the back of your backpack. Oh, I may have one. I may have one up in my craft room. Hold on.
All right.
And I'm looking for a thermometer, right?
Yeah, and a thermometer, and then at that point we're pretty much done. We've found everything. Yeah, and there's the radio.
Right here.
Haven't tried it in a while, so hopefully it
This
works.
one's
But
a fancy windy one too. We made it work.
all righty. So at under 11 minutes, we have found everything that we were supposed to be looking for, other than.
Dr. Fleckenberger again with the Gesundheit Institute of Weather Rock Studies, and as you can see from our weather report today, and you may not know this, but weather rocks are highly absorptive. Yeah, and it seems like the humidity has gotten so big that the weather rock has absorbed so much. It's no longer portable. I can't move it. I can't move it anymore. Yeah, so we're looking at really high humidity now. I'm gonna go try to get a hairdryer and dry it out, and see if I can make it. Oh dear. Oh, see if I can make it portable again. Yeah. This might be a design flaw I have to work on, but okay. Anyway, I'll see you for the next weather report. Oh dear.
Hey, we're back live. Thanks for, we went through a few of them there.
Yeah.
And Dr. Fleckenberger was back with a weather report.
I didn't know it was that high humidity today. It really felt dry to me.
I know, that was interesting.
And that weather rock just got huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Well, so What'd you think? Well, we did that scavenger hunt. That was crazy. They pretty much destroyed their house. I mean, you got to give it to the Mullen Hills. They really put their back into scouting.
They gave it their all, and now we don't have to pay for them to get some cleaning people in there.
Yeah. I guess they have the time because we're not allowed to leave our houses to go look through there. Why don't we go through a couple pictures?
Yes,
because I've gotten some more come in, and first one I'm going to show is. And he doesn't. I don't think he even intended to send me this one, but I'm still going to show it anyway because one of our call auxiliary staff members of this thing. You'll see him tonight. He played a big role in our campfire. Mr. Stuver, if you're watching out there, this is Mr. Stuver said that he had to tent his garden. So that was his. That's what he's been working on. He's not tending to tent the backyard. He's tenting his garden because it's going to be so cold tonight. He's going to lose and he's got an amazing garden. Just amazing. Okay, so let's see what else I have to share.
I think we had another one from Oregon, right, or something?
Yes, we must be live in Oregon.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, and this is Pack 739 in Oregon. This is just a great picture. This picture needs to be, if the family's watching right now, don't waste any time. Send this one off and get it made into a picture to hang on the wall because it's just gorgeous kids. And here's another one. This is a great picture.
It's a great.
It looks like a magazine picture from Oregon, doesn't it? It does. You're just taking pictures of people in a magazine. Just a cool picture. So thank you for watching in Oregon. Let's see what else we have. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good one. This is in Chesterfield. And it's the Kirby family.
Oh, that's fun.
That's a great one. And you see Dr. Flickenbooger in the background. That guy. All right. Oh, here's a nice setup. This is Ryan in Pack 150 in Colonial Heights. Look at that setup.
Oh, that's great.
That is awesome. It's got it's got tarp set up. Oh, there he's showing it off. Very cool. Love it.
I think that's a future Sea Scout. Those look like sails.
They do look like sails. That is great. Let's see what else we have. We have so many of them, and I want to show them all because they're all great.
The other setup, I like that one earlier, but I wasn't sure who they were.
With the lights.
Yeah, that was good. That one was really great.
Oh, so our correspondent at camp. So thankfully, she looks like she's taking a break. She sent me a message, and she finally got figured out what was going on. I think because somebody she sent in a picture that she's eating some jambalaya, and there we are on the screen while she's eating.
Oh, very nice.
It looks pretty delicious, actually. So
she got stuck out there, got hungry,
Yeah. Which, speaking of that, we have a great video about dinner.
Yeah, we actually have some there. They're really good. He's our official Camporee chef.
So let's go to our camp chef and see the meal that we have planned for this evening.
And he's got a breakfast too, and they're both foil packs. And I think he shows you how to do it at home and on the thing, right? So it's really great.
Let's go to Mr. Scott Davis and see what he can show us about making some food at home, some camp food at home.
Hey, good evening, Scouts and Scouters. Welcome to the Camporee cookout session. We're going to talk about making some full dinners. I hope you've had a great time at the Camporee so far. First and foremost, before we do anything, make sure we wash our hands. Wouldn't hurt to use a little hand sanitizer. We're outside. Get those hands clean. And we want to do this all the time, not just during these times with everything we're going through, but all times make our hands clean. So tonight we're going to work on foil dinners. Some of the basic materials we're going to need is some aluminum foil, some of our spices, a meat. I'm using carrots, string beans, and potatoes. We're going to make those in our foil meals and our hobo packs. So if you're vegetarian or vegan and don't like meat, this option leaves it where you can just remove the meat and not use it at all. If you don't like hamburger, try any meat you want. Maybe fish, monkey meat, chicken, that's not a chicken. Maybe weasel meat? Anything you want. Any meat will work. Pork chops, turkey, anything will work. I've chosen to use hamburger. All right, Scouts. Cub Scouts, please make sure you have a Kayla help you. There'll be some portions where you'll need to cut some potatoes up. Get a Kayla to help you with that. Boy Scouts, make sure you remember your totem chip. Make sure you do things properly, safety first. All right, pull you out a piece of aluminum foil, about that long, right? About 18 inches or so. We'll want to put that down, coat it with some good cooking spray. Shoot some on there, right? Take our potatoes that we've previously cut up, and we'll want to put those down there on the bottom. Now's a real good time to start to fold your edges up. Make yourself a little boat there. Okay. We're going to start to make a little boat here with our foil pack. Turn the edges up a little bit so we have something to work with. Right? A few potatoes down in the bottom. Now I want to caution you about your potatoes. When you cut them up, cut them small. They'll take a while to cook. So the smaller they are, the quicker they'll cook. That way everything cooks evenly, nothing will burn and stick to the bottom. Look, when we're cooking outdoors, nothing better than the good old hand. Throw a few carrots in there, a few string beans, okay? And now we'll put our meat right there on top, okay? Now for our spices. A little salt. Salt's a mineral, not a spice. A little fresh cracked pepper. I put garlic on everything. And I also put Old Bay on everything. All right, real important part, Scouts. We want to seal this up real good. So we're going to bring this in. We're going to roll it down just a little bit. We're going to roll our sides up a little bit. Make sure we really get a real good seal on that. All right. Now, Scouts, if we were at a regular camp out or regular camporee, this is perfect for the campfire. We take this, we put it right in the orange embers, and it'll bake right there. With our stay away camporee, you can use your oven inside. You can use a grill. This time I've chosen to use a smoker, a grill, and I've set it here so that our temperature is right about 350 degrees. You can do the same with your oven, set it about 350 degrees, and we'll take our foil pack and we'll just put it right there in our grill or in our oven, and we're going to let it cook for about 15-20 minutes, and we'll check it and see how it is. Hey Scouts and Scouters, through the miracle of video, we're back. So, first thing we want to remember, wash those hands. A little bit of hand sanitizer, works wonders, kills all the germs. So, I want to admit, I cheated just a little bit. I checked on our foil dinner. This it took about 25 minutes. So a real good way to tell is when the potatoes get soft. Make sure that the meat's not red, it's a good internal temperature, and then your meal will be done. So, let's pull it off the grill. Use some good gloves or a hot mitt, okay? I've brought out our cook kit right here. We got a place to put our meal when it's finished. All right, safety first, make sure we get our gloves on. So Scouts, I want to kind of remind you, I didn't put any liquid in here because as it cooked, it developed its own liquid. Kind of came out. Doesn't that look good? So, we're just going to take this, dump it right over there into our mess kit. Trash goes in the proper receptacle always. So, don't forget butter. Butter makes everything better. Put a little butter in on those potatoes. Boy, would you look at that. What a great meal we have. Scouts, I want to remind you, a scout is reverent. Make sure to give thanks for your meal. Wow, delicious. I hope you'd enjoyed. Have a great evening.
Oh my God, I'm so hungry. Are you hungry?
No, definitely.
Yeah. What's your favorite full pack? Or they got a bunch of different names for them. What did you?
So
guys
we
call
call them
kids?
silver turtles when I was
Silver
young. I never
turtles.
heard anything but that.
Yeah. And you guys call them?
And well, I've heard obviously silver turtles, but I've heard hobo packs.
Hobo packs. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's something to think. What's your favorite mixture?
I do ground beef, onions, a lot of different spices, and potatoes. That's about it.
You're going Mediterranean style, I can see. Yeah, that's me, right? It's a little ground beef, a little bit of cheese in there. Yeah, I think that's how I roll.
You know, I had the best one I ever had was actually a Baloo training. So I got a feeling Frank is not watching this. Frank and was it the because Frank, I don't know if we'll get him on Facebook. I did see him on the round table though, so maybe he is watching. If he is watching, man, they what they did at Baloo, him and Tracy and Jesus, they put together one nice spread. We had to do all the work, so they just put it all out there for us. But man, that was the best. So, and I don't know if it was because of the of the way they did it or the materials. I think it was just because we were so hungry after sitting there all day. So all the scouters watching this can appreciate that Baloo takes a lot out of you when you're there all day. We've got all kinds of cool pictures coming in, and I want to show as many of them as possible.
Yeah, so we're gonna show them to you now. Mike's gonna bring them up, and yeah. Speaking of hunger, look at this one.
Yeah, so this is what's going on out at the urban ranch. So you saw Jeff and his boys took us on a nature hike earlier. They're smoking is that pork butt or is that I don't know, but it looks amazing. So that's going on.
Jeff got me into smoking meats at one of our Cub things. I had never done it before, and what he made that time was probably some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my whole life. I was like, I have to learn how to do this. So I got a smoker for my birthday after begging for one, and yeah, it's been great. So I thank Jeff for teaching me that. I think Scouts for getting me involved in that too.
Okay, so this is cool. Oh, I lost it here. This is Pack 369 in Pasadena, Texas.
What? Texas?
Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. They got it all set up there.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
That's really cool. Love that. Let's see here. Here's Pack 250 in Heathsville. That's a great one. Boy, they got a nice setup there. They got two tents.
Nice. Parents have really figured it out.
I would be on one side, and my youngest, Channing, you might saw him. He I don't know how he does it, but in the middle of the night, we're out camping. He will wake up in the middle of the night, straight up, almost like Frankenstein. He sits up, and then he flops over, right on top of me, and it's like right in the gut. It's like you don't even expect it because you're asleep, right? Yeah. It's his way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Scouts BSA when Channing goes in the other tent. I'd like to be next door. I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
But when he gets up in the middle of the night, maybe I can get him up and just pick him up and put him over there. Because I love tenting with him, but I don't like sleeping with him. Let's put it that way.
My son tends to find whatever way out of his sleeping bag. We have to cinch him in with duct tape. It's it either goes one way or the other. It either goes all the way to the feet, or he comes all the way out and just keeps on trucking. So it's not sleepwalking, but whatever that is. Yeah. But what about you? You got any weird sleep habits?
He's got always. He's obviously one of the weird sleep habits he has. Not sleeping because he's been yawning back here the whole time.
I know, right?
Playing Fortnite all night. That's what he's doing.
Check out. Let's see.
No, it's not Fortnite.
No. Just tired.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so here's this is Sam and Michael in 2874 watching the live stream.
Hey, Sam and Michael.
It's awesome. All right, let's see what else we got.
Sleeping habits always keep my feet closed, like in the middle.
In the middle of the bag.
Usually. For me, my sleeping bag always gets wet. Like, it's just a thing. Like, always gets wet.
Here's Pack 518 in New Kent. And this one's great because he's camping. Doesn't have his pack with him camping, but he's still got a den mate with him back there, that black cat. Keep his head warm.
Yeah, always. The toes always get wet. So
toes always get wet?
You gotta keep the dogs up.
Here's
I learned about pitching on a hill this last time, and I was my sleep bag, my new one's really slippery.
Yeah.
And I said it right, and then in the middle of the night,
It just
water.
Here's Henry from Troop 715. He's got a nice big pillow there. It's pretty
Oh my
sweet
gosh.
setup. That guy's
That's
pretty
great.
awesome. Yeah, I want a pillow like that. Actually, tonight we're gonna be hanging out on something similar to that. Here is this is Troop 832, DJ and Ryan Kennedy, and Pack 1833, Alyssa Kennedy in Powhatan. So they've got a sweet setup. Look
Oh
at
my
that.
God.
They have really nice there, and there's another setup. Great one there.
Yeah,
We'll do one more here. I got so many good ones. I want to share them all, and we'll come back and we'll keep sharing these as we go, even in the campfire tonight. This is a good one. Here, let's see here. Doesn't have a name on it, but I'm still going to show it. That's a sweet setup.
Nice.
Love it. I love the shirt. It says Pizza Video Games. Maybe he's a Minecraft or a Fortnite player.
It's awesome.
By the way, if you watch
that
for
Nicholas one, I thought those were cool. That was a good one.
yeah, let's see here. Where's that one?
Throw that one out there. Anybody done playing Minecraft and everything too? I think I've gotten to the end of everything at this point. It's a free open game. I've built everything.
Oh, here's Cora, and she's in Anderson, South Carolina.
Oh my!
And she's gonna be making s'mores for the family later. Check that out.
Nice.
That's nice. That's what a scout should do. Taking care of her family.
Send us
how
some.
many types of chocolate should
That is gonna be an amazing
Yeah.
s'more. Look, I see Reese's Thins. I see
Caramel.
Ghirardelli's chocolate and caramels. Oh my goodness! I'll show you again. Look at that. She is gonna have some amazing s'mores.
So I know we're doing the home s'more thing earlier, but if anybody got like a cool s'more recipe that they've got, I know I've got my favorite. How about you, Noah?
Not sure. I mean, for me, it's always completely burn the marshmallow.
Yeah, I'm a big
2
fan.
Hershey's. It's about
Hershey's
it.
Hershey's Kisses or Hershey's chocolate?
Hershey's chocolate. Yeah.
So for me, I get the cinnamon graham crackers.
Mhm.
Pop one in half, so I get both sides. Cinnamon down. Burn the marshmallow. It's gotta be completely on fire.
char.
I gotta
Yeah.
have that char in there.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
then here's my secret, Nutella. So it's cinnamon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Nutella, and then I slap it together.
I will tell you
my
something
s'more.
better than Nutella,
Mm.
and everybody recorded this. The cookie butter. You ever had the cookie butter? The stuff
Oh
that's-
yeah, cookie butter is awesome. Yeah, I've had cookie butter.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've clearly had cookie butter.
I put it on pancakes, and then I put syrup on top.
Okay.
Unbelievable. It's the cookies. What are those called? Those cookies you get on the airplanes? It's like
Oh,
brown.
the shortbread.
Shortbread.
Yeah, something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I don't know, but they're really, really
Take
good.
balls.
And you can find it at your Kroger. You can find it at your local grocer,
Love those.
or you can get it on Instacart because we're not allowed to go out, right? So here is here's Owen Q's and family. Now Owen, I think, sent in a skit because I remember seeing this skit. Look at that.
Oh, I can't
They've
wait
got
to
a great setup. It looks like they're outside, so it's cool.
We're
They're
so
watching
excited
outside.
about seeing your skits later during that. So there'll be a break in between for y'all, everybody to have dinner. So after we get to the next couple activities and whatnot, and then join us again back here for the Camporee, for the campfire after dinner. And what time is that, Mike?
8 o'clock is when our campfire
8 o'clock.
starts.
Yeah. So we still have a couple more activities to go through here, and so just hang
Yeah,
tight. We're about to run those, and we'll probably do another couple like back-to-back kind of thing, and then we'll head out.
This is
oh,
great.
it's a cool one.
Yeah, this is great. This is
That's
from
great.
Glen Allen, and this is Manuka and Khan. And look at that. They got a cool setup. Look at all the neckerchiefs. That's a dedicated scouters there. They've collected a lot of them. That's a lot of years of work. You know, that's when you see neckerchiefs like that, we know there was a lot of requirements to get done to get all that, make that happen. So very cool, representing Troop 772 and Pack 720. That's awesome. Let's see if I got another one here. We'll get one last one.
What pack were you in?
2835.
2835. Where's that at?
It's kind of in the Hopewell area.
Hopewell area? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is this is let's see, Aiden from Pack 138 in Long Island, New York. Did a first aid scavenger hunt. Did it with the Mulva Hills, and look at that. How awesome is that? Woo! That's being prepared. Scouts are prepared, and Aiden is prepared. Nice job, Aiden.
Good job.
Okay, do I got time for one more
We
here?
are so excited you guys are doing this stuff. That's awesome.
Okay, one more. Oh, this is from Bear Cub Pack 1657 in Maryland, and I love this.
Maryland? Oh my God.
In Maryland, he's taking notes. Look at that. He's taking notes. Now that is a good student. You know, a scout.
Wow.
A scout is observant, and a scout takes notes. And scouts, you know, they keep this stuff for the future because big part about being prepared.
I love that picture
is having
too.
everything ready.
It's a great picture.
It is a great picture.
Somebody's got a good camera.
Especially the
That's
cookie
awesome.
butter recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the butter. He's writing down cookie butter. Cookie butter. Yes.
Tell us. Cookie butter. There you go.
Let's see here. One more, and this is camping in from Texas, and Cub Pack 62.
What?
And Troop 60, and Troop 1102. It's nice and warm down there, so they've got a great setup in their backyard. They look like they got a nice backyard for camping. I love the trees. Nothing better than camping in the trees, right?
Yeah, we're glad you guys are joining us.
Yeah, I have so many to show, and I don't have enough time. We got to get and do another activity here. So let's pull in. What are we gonna do next?
Well, you know, it's almost time for campfire, so maybe we should do starting a campfire.
Yeah, that's a great one to do. Good idea. Okay, so this one I want to introduce. This is Lily Holloman, and Lily is one of the youngest on our staff, and she did an awesome job with this. She's very poised on film, as you'll see, and she did a great job showing how to make a one-match fire. So here we go, and Lily Holloman.
Hi, my name is Lily Holman. I am a scout in Troop 88, and I'm going to show you guys how to do the best one-match fire. So, the best way to do it is you want to gather all your supplies, and you always need more than what you think. So I've got all of it laid out here, and now we're going to start with the tinder. So, what I like to do, I've already got some prepared out here. You just want to take your tinder, and the best tinder is the oily kind. And you want to take it, and you just want to fluff it real good, and mix it in a bowl. Okay? Once that's done, you want to put it in the middle, and you might want to do this a couple times. I've got another one. It's a little too much. Fluff it. And you rub in between your hands like this. Make it real smooth. Stuff it right there. Some more. Fluff it. Stick it in the middle. Make a ball formation, okay? There you go. Okay. Then you want to take your kindling, which I've already got some prepared out, and you want to start making triangle formations with them, all around the edges. Just like so. It's essentially a teepee, but we're not adding big sticks, we're just adding tiny sticks. So now that you have this, you also want to use your firewood. You want to use tiny pieces of firewood. Well, not very tiny. Kind of like the medium-sized firewood. And I'm going to place that on top, making a teepee. Remember, you always got to be prepared for more than what you think. you're gonna light your match, and you're gonna light it in the middle of your teepee, and then you want to light it in different areas. And remember that you will not burn yourself because the match will last at least 17 seconds in your hand without finishing the stick. So just remember that, and that you have time to put it in the middle and around the edges, okay? So yeah, once you light your fire, you're gonna eventually add up as it goes, eventually until you get to the big wood pieces. Okay, so let's do it. Oh, and also you want to light close to the fire. Oh, come on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now you want to add all your stuff without burning yourself. Burning is not part of this. Okay. And you're good. So if it starts going out, you might want to blow on it just a little bit and then add some more. Remember, you always need more than what you think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Hello everybody. I have some bad news to report in our next weather report. So it seems that the weather rock, in an attempt to dry it out when it was so humid and so heavy, is now a weather pebble. Yeah, it overshrunk. We threw it too much. So it's really hard to tell the weather with such a tiny little rock. And so it appears to be windy right now and sunny, but oh dear, I don't know what we're going to do. We may have to go let it rain for a little bit, or maybe put it in some water, let it grow. Yeah, or just give it some love and some support, you know, like a flower. You have to treat your weather rock with a lot of respect. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully we'll have at least another weather report before the end of the day. Okie dokie. Well, you all stay safe, and I hope your weather rocks are doing better. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, we had another Dr. Flickenbooger.
Yeah.
And Lily did an awesome job. Love her segment. So we're getting close to wrapping up our first segment. So we're not done tonight. So I know all you kids are going to be with us for the campfire tonight. I'm excited to show all the skits that we've had during. We have a ton of them. We have some great content. Maybe Dr. Flickenbooger will be back. We'll go check in with Melissa again from camp.
Yep.
Maybe she'll be done with her jambalaya. And I told her to be at the campfire. I specifically told her be at the campfire.
Yeah.
So I'm
so important. It's like the most important thing. So we're going to see, just like we've been showing you some of these things. You guys have been sending us stuff for what, 2 weeks now. So we had to show you some of the skits tonight, which is going to be great.
Here's see here. I got to show you one thing. This is Bub and Trent. Look at them. They've got a great little fort going. I love it. That's really cool. And they're with Troop 902, and we'll show another couple here. And then
and we're going to do, so to give you an idea of what's happening, so after we're going to show a couple more of our call-ins here, and then we're going to go do one more activity, a short one by the Mulvilles. This is really great. And then there may or may not be a weather report after that, and then we're going to sign off and go and everybody go have some dinner, and then you're going to show up back here. So those of you watching on YouTube, had some issues earlier. Just when it's time, go straight to the YouTube page that's on there, and you'll see something go live. Hopefully, it'll be where it was at before. But just if you're on the channel or on the list, you'll see something come up there. Facebook again, it'll start playing and work out well. I think we've got that nailed down now, and so that should work. And we'll see you at what time was it again, Mike?
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is our campfire.
8 o'clock is the campfire. So. You got somebody else to show us real quick?
I
before
do,
the break?
Here is this is Troop 1717 in Hartwood. Look at that. That's a great picture of eating dinner. They got mittens on because it's getting a little chilly outside. Hey, another thing everybody should be aware of, just the overall camporee. This weekend we have a campfire tonight, and then we're going to check back in. So at 10 o'clock, if you come back, we'll have a special taps that we're going to play, and then tomorrow morning, nice and early, we'll have a 7 a.m. reveille, right?
Yeah.
We've got
and all this is on the website,
right.
virtualcamporee.org. You can see the schedule on there, and it'll be the same thing, same kind of setup today. It'll be live, much shorter in the morning. There'll be a breakfast. The activities, they're always there,
right.
available to you at any time, and then there's going to be it's going to be really cool. There's a really nice vigil that a couple of different denominations have put together for us, and I'm really excited about joining in on that.
It is a great service, and it will be at tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is the service. And then we'll have a little close, and then we'll have a whole Sunday to go back and rewatch all our activities, all on the YouTube channel or at virtualcamporee.org. Make sure that you go there and put all your stuff in for the patch. Submit your passwords. You should have a lot of passwords, and I think you only have to collect 4 to actually get the patch. So you probably have a whole list of passwords by now because we put so many of them up there. And we might just give Noah a patch. We'll see.
Let's think about it.
He's got to go out and find all the passwords though.
Just to sing us a song before this is all over.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, one more, and then we're gonna go. We'll go watch a couple more videos, then we're gonna shut down for the evening. This is a great one. This is
we'll shut down for dinner.
Yeah, for shutting down for just for dinner. This is
just like
Troop 701 in Henrico making s'mores already. Look at that.
Oh,
they got a great campfire. Very cool. Love it.
Bring us some.
Okay, so let's get another activity up here. While we do that, talk among yourselves.
Is this our spider one?
It is our spider one, yeah. And Heather's going to take us on a spider hunt.
It's cool. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
This will be fun. Excited about it. Have you done that?
I'm scared of spiders.
I can't say I have.
Where you take the flashlight and well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I just did that.
Yeah, you just wrecked it.
Yeah, I mean, you do the thing with the other thing, and then you go to the place with the stuff. Yeah, it's good. Right?
Stuff. Yeah.
I better shut them down before they tell you everything that's going to happen before it happens.
Hi everybody, this is your program director Heather Mulvihill from out at Cub Camp, and I am back again. I'm going to show you how to do a spider hunt. You use a flashlight and you go out under cover of darkness, and that's about all there is to it. So when you're looking, you're going to use the flashlight to shine on the ground and in the dark corners of your yard, and that will light the light lights up the spider's eyes, and then you can kind of zero in on them with the light. The light kind of dazzles them and halts them for a minute, so you can kind of sneak in and take a peek at them. But there's all sorts of things that come alive at night when you're sleeping. You can find out in the yard. So we're going to go on a little hunt here in my backyard and see what we can find. So come on along with me and join me. Let's see what we can find in my bushes. Don't get discouraged. This time of year, it's a little quiet and it's a little cold yet for a lot of insects to be out yet. But there's all sorts of other little crittery things that are out here that we could maybe come across. Let's go this way. Let's see if we see see anything shining like glitter in my bushes. I don't see anything yet. Like I said, it might be just a little bit too cold out here. But we'll see what we come across. We'll see what we can find. Anybody see anything? I don't see anything shining and glittering and glowing yet. Like I said, it might just be a little bit too cold out here, but you know what? You all can go ahead and try this in your backyards with a flashlight. What I didn't tell you is that this is an old scout activity, and they used to call it spider sniffing. In fact, some areas still do call it spider sniffing. I don't know why, don't ask me. I've never sniffed a spider, and I don't think I want to get close enough. I certainly don't want to walk through a spider web or sniff the spider web. Oh, I was hoping we would find something out here that was big and hairy, like a tarantula. Do we have tarantulas here in Virginia? I don't think so. I think I'm just fooling and pulling your leg. Oh well. Doesn't look like I'm going to find anything tonight. But you know what? You make sure to get outside into your backyards with a flashlight and see what you can come up with.
So the Gesundheit Institute wanted to have a special weather announcement for all of the scouts who are out there, and all of the scout parents and all of the scout leaders who, you know, their birthdays and other holidays and things, they haven't been as so special because of the COVID-19. Yeah, so we here at the Gesundheit Institute have got you a present. Yeah, the Weather Rock wanted to get you all a present. Isn't that special? Yeah. Okay, happy birthday to everyone. We're going to sing a happy birthday now, okay? If wherever you are, I need you to sing happy birthday with me. Ready? On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the Weather Rock. Happy birthday to you. Okay, bye-bye.
I mean, I don't know.
Hey, we're live. We're back. So we're standing up here, but we are having an awesome time. And thank you so much for everybody sending all the pictures in. Let me show a couple more because I have so many to go through, and I apologize if I didn't get you on here. I want to get everybody.
We promise that all of these will be on the Facebook, and we're going to make now that we've gotten so many of them, we are going to put a special spot on the website for all of your pictures from this as like an archive, so that you can go on there and show people, and people in the future will know what y'all did there too. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah, here's Elliot from Troop 360. And he's cooking dinner on the Coleman stove for the family. I love it. Love it. That's using his scout skills. Totally dig that one. Let's see what else we have here. Here's Tommy and Victor in Pack 737, the Ice Dragons. Let's go show that. That's
Ice Dragons.
That must be they've changed to a patrol name. I love it. Not just a normal den. They're the Ice Dragons. That's a great one. What else we got? Here is
Ice Dragon and Zelda. You're a big Zelda fan. I'm a big Zelda fan.
I know. I just. No.
There's no name on this one, but they look like they're having a great time. They're in the tent.
I used to play that game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see one more here. Let's go. Oh, it's great. Here's Josh Green and family from Pack 6540 in Blackstone. And look at that. They're making this. They're making the feeders.
Nice.
That is so cool. Great job.
Love
great
that
job.
Blackstone. Try to go down there every year to see the trains. Love riding through there on my motorcycle. It's great country out there. Love it.
Here's Matthew in Mechanicsville. He's got his tent set up. That's pretty cool. And they got a backyard campfire too, right?
Nice.
Nice setup. That's great.
Now, why don't you give us one more, Mike, and then we'll.
Yeah, one more. Then we got something special to do here. Hold on here. Let's.
And we'll try to do some more during the campfire too, everybody. Okay, we're going to try to get through as many as we can.
Oh, this is great. This is Troop. This is Troop 840. Look at that.
Fantastic.
Pretty cool. And they were building the box fort together as a family. You know what? I just realized that this is the biggest scout camp in the country right now. Because think about the square miles we
absolutely.
have kids set up right now.
Portland,
it's the biggest
Texas.
That's right.
I mean, come on. It's
Mechanicsville.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's a tradition in scouting. It's tradition everywhere that in my family that we say grace before dinner. So we're gonna say grace, and then we're gonna sign off for a little while, and we're gonna be back here at 8 o'clock to see everybody for the campfire. So Noah's going to say grace
your uniforms and maybe take your hat off if that's your thing. And Noah's on the show choir is one of his many talents, besides
He's
sports
a very
and
talented
scouts.
guy,
So he's going to lead us in it.
I'm going to tell you all the film on grace. It's kind of rough, but it's been a while. But for food, for raiment, for life, for opportunity, for friendship and fellowship, we thank Thee, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all, and we'll see you at 8 live for the campfire.
Yeah, and take pictures of those foil packs. I'm sure Mr. Davis would like to see all your hard work. Thanks a lot.
Later.